I don't have a fancy intro for you today. I just don't. No. Oh wait, I lied. Bend over and take it. This is John Rambo Presents the show. My name is John, and I am joined by our very own Triple X Man, OJ, is here.
Hey-oh.
Johnny. John.
Rambo.
Jonathan.
Not my name.
You don't like when people call you Jonathan, do you?
No, it drives me nuts.
The people doing
My boss thought my name was Jonathan for the longest time.
Why would he think this?
Because apparently some people don't think that the name John is a real, honest-to-goodness name. They all think it's short for Jonathan.
So some people, there's a segment of the population that believe it's only part of a name. It's like a nickname. Yeah. No, it's a real name. We both got it. It's also the name of a bathroom, but that's fine. Perfectly okay. Everyone has to use the bathroom, and so it's a vital part of life, just like you and I are. See what I did there?
Aw, we're a vital part of people's lives?
Yes, just like the bathroom. That's what we're called, John. Don't you see?
Aw.
So, as you saw from our intro today, a little snippet. I don't know. That wasn't even, that was like some stock footage we had, right?
Just a little bit.
It wasn't even actual episode footage. Because I'm not showing any of it before it comes out.
Nope.
That was basically, we're at that area. That's the water that you, like, in the end of the episode, you always try to step in, and then you back away. A whole bunch backs away from it.
Yep.
We were down there like, get Bear Claw down there. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
that made me really happy, by the way.
Well, I just used it, see? I'm trying to make you happy.
Made me very happy.
That's like the goal of my existence here. I just want to please you, John. If you'll allow me to. So, as you saw there, you know, starting to get the thing rolling with the episode. You know, been working on it a long time. I think we started this one in October.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
We were actually, the day we started filming this was the day that the last one came out. Or was
go figure.
Or one of them came out like the same day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But we had done like a double thing. We'd recorded like a lot of episode 8 and 7 at the same time.
6, 7, and 8 were kind of the same time.
Yeah,
but this
roughly.
one was like a whole separate thing, and you're going to see that difference, right? I kind of wanted to do it that way, so we could kind of like take a step back and then come at it with a little stronger stuff, you know. I think we've done that. We've worked on it a long time, like I said. It's insane. It's elaborate. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I think the people will as well, you know.
Yeah.
It is a true anal pain to make. Have you ever had anal pain?
Must I answer honestly?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you have anal pain right now?
No, I'm okay right now.
You're okay right now. So this was kind of like, you know, I'm kind of finding right now as I'm kind of entering like the hardest part of it, unfortunately, because
the hardest part of the anal pain.
Yeah. The hard part's causing the pain. The hard thing's causing the anal pain. But yeah, because what we basically did, we film, and then I kind of cut a version of the scenes, right? So I have every scene. Okay, and I've done some of the effects and whatnot. But now we're getting to the point where you got to really like fine tune it, really get in there and make it nice, you know, perfect it, and the timing and everything. You got to watch the thing 1,000 times, and you cut little sections out. I mean, I'm insane too, so it doesn't help, you know.
Yeah, I mean, looking at my face for that long, thank goodness there's, you know, more people in this than me, or I think you'd have gone crazy.
I've seen all of you guys minute like for hours upon end. You know.
Aww.
And then I got to do the sound, which is a whole other thing. And I think we've greatly improved our efforts on the sound side. We've kind of found some tricks and some programs and such that kind of cleans it up.
Yeah.
And that's going to be much improved. So, like I said, we're working on this thing. I feel it inside of me, OJ, and I got to get it out of me, you know? What I need to do for a couple weeks, I need to sit alone and just, like, really concentrate. You know, put my hands on it, John. Rub it.
Get your hands all over it.
Stroke it out, you know what I mean? Sit alone in the dark and really stroke this thing out, okay? So
yeah, all by yourself.
Exactly, yeah. Well, in case people want to watch, they could come over and do that.
I mean, you could set up
for a fee. What?
Would you really? I don't know if you'd really want to set up a stream of that.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's a whole other idea.
People
it's probably more. Honestly, it's probably more profitable than what we're doing. And it'd probably be more popular for doing that. because I am quite amazing in that regard. But
in most regards.
With that being said, so we're going to need to put the show on a little bit of a hiatus, my friends.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not just the show that's going on hiatus. It's going to be pretty much every facet of my being. I'm going to be calling out sick from work for probably several days. I'm going to have a pneumonia or some sort of an ailment. OJitis, maybe. I think they'll go for that.
Ojitis? Oh, that just sounds really dirty.
I've got ojitis. Okay? I can't come in and just hang up. Hello?
John?
I really need you there. I have ojitis. Goodbye. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off 2 shows. So we'll be back in 3 weeks from today. Is when we shall return. It's a bummer. It sucks. It's sad.
Yeah.
But we really need to get this done. This is just ridiculous at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if people. It's just been so long. I don't know if people even care anymore. Do they remember anything about what was going on? You know, but
that's that guy with the plunger. What a douchebag!
Yeah, who's that guy? I don't know what this is. I'm not watching this. Well, that's what most people said in the first place. But we still decided to make like a year-long, movie basically. But I don't know. I feel like it's worth doing. There's no turning back at this point. What would you do if I was like, I'm not completing this? It's over.
I would be really broken up.
What if I was like, oh, this time we were filming, the camera was off. It was an elaborate scheme to it was an elaborate joke.
What
would you do?
I'd cry.
Right, so anyway, that's how, my friends. So we'll be back in 3 weeks, but we're here today. You know, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about last week's show. Last week's show, there was a review of last week's show that a gentleman posted up in the comments. The Lone Stormtrooper, posted this review. Oh, he is a good guy. He says, "This is not just the best episode of the show this year. This is not just the greatest episode of the entire series. This, my friends, is one of the best videos I've ever watched on YouTube, and the reason is very simple. I get it."
We also had...
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, a more disturbing comment. Someone saying that they sent in a application to Toys R Us.
That was Moons.
Yeah.
Moons may join us still a little bit today. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Talk about some X-Men. So today's show will probably not be as good as last week's, but we'll try. We'll see. Maybe it'll be better. It's possible it could be better. I think it might. You know what? I think it's going to be a lot better than last week. Okay? That is because today will be our 3rd annual Summer Movie Especial.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mini version of it. I think in the past we got a little crazy with it.
Yeah, we got a little... We just kind of just kept going and didn't really notice
It took for like 45 minutes. But it was kind of funny because I was talking to you this morning and you're like, are we going to do the summer movie thing this year?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. We used to do that. So I was like, let's just do it today.
Yeah, no reason not to.
I completely forgot. Remember last year was the one where you ran from the ball? The Indiana Jones ball?
Oh, yeah, dude, that was awesome.
And then we got in trouble for using the Indiana Jones theme music.
Yes.
The first of many copyright strikes that we received. So we're going to do that. We're going to kind of go through some of the summer movies that are coming out, kind of give some thoughts and things like that. Or maybe, usually it's like educational for me, because I really don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh, that's coming out, okay.
Yeah, but some of the ones that are coming out are pretty interesting.
Oh, I see. I don't know what to make of that.
Some I didn't even expect.
We both saw X-Men Days of Future Past. We're going to have our thoughts on that. Possibly with Mr. Moonsbro, if he's there. He's going to join us to talk about it. We will have Mr. Ed Trotta, the greatest man that ever lived. He will join us later. He's going to talk about some movies. We're going to talk about movies with him. And OJ and Ed are going to perform a classic movie scene. If you remember last time, you guys did Spider-Man, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun.
Ed's my favorite Green Goblin ever.
Dude, he's my favorite Green Goblin. Man. He nailed it.
Yeah. You were good. You were doing a Tobey Maguire Peter Parker. I liked it. I liked it.
I don't know. I don't know the name of the current guy who's playing Spider-Man.
It was fine. It was good. I liked it.
Thanks.
So we got a nice bunch of stuff going on today. A nice like sandwich of show for you.
Sandwich of show.
A sandwich of show. So
I like sandwiches.
This is gonna be a bad idea. So you ever just feel like you're in life is just like a cloud of just weirdness just kind of follows you around?
Yes.
And just weird, bizarre things happen, and like you don't want it to happen. You just want to live like a normal existence.
And yeah, like kind of like what happens to all the X-Men.
You're kind of like an X-Man, like a mutant.
Yeah.
Okay. You just want to have a normal life, but just things keep happening. It's just like, what is going on? So, what's been happening to me lately, I've been getting these text messages, and it's from a person that thinks I'm someone else. They believe I'm someone else. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to read some of these, and they just keep going. Like every day, there's more and more. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to read you some of the messages I got, okay?
Oh, gosh. Text messages from the people with the case of...
What was that?
Understood. I remember the story you told me earlier. I got you.
Okay. So this is a text that I got, minding my own business, hanging out at home, get home from work, relaxing. Nice peaceful evening. All of a sudden get this message. You did not sell a pure pug as advertised. I will not stop until you fix this on my end and change your ad. Buying a puppy is a big commitment, and to have someone lie is heartbreaking and wrong. It's not what I paid for. You need to make this right. I will continue to get you off all the pages you're on. Let communities know about fraud puppy selling. You need to write this.
Fraud puppies? Really?
Yeah, some guy sold a fraudulent pug to these people. It's very sad.
Wait, so they sold them like, they said it was like a purebred dog or something, and he was something else?
I don't know what he was. We need more information. Is it?
Like, did they sell a bratwurst?
I think we need more information.
A hot dog?
And then and then the next day, this is like 2 days ago. And the next day, how's your scams going? It's like
so they're harassing you.
Well, I'm being harassed because I obviously I don't sell pugs, right? You know that. Will you back me up on that?
No, dude, you don't even sell pugs.
I have pogs, but I don't sell them. I have a collection of pogs.
No, you gotta collect the pogs, man. Those things are gonna be worth something. You gotta keep the pogs.
I don't know what's going on. I'm being harassed. It's upsetting. I think we need more information.
I don't know what you can do, though, about this sort of thing.
OJ, do we need more information?
Yeah, if you want to keep someone to stop spamming you.
I think we need more information, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one moment. I hit the wrong button.
Wait, what?
More information. We're going to have to call these people here live on the show.
Oh gosh.
And explain what's happening and how I'm upset about this.
Just tell me when to mute my phone. My mic. I'll mute it.
You don't want to talk about the pugs?
Oh, I thought you hung up on me.
No, I just couldn't hear you. See if they answer. They may not answer. Come on.
Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as I can.
No. Calling again. We need answers. We need answers, John. John, make them answer.
That's not in my power.
I'm going to have to call from my phone.
That's what Repos recommends.
Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon.
Okay, I'm going to have to call from my phone. It's going to sound like crap if they do answer. But we have to get this done. Right? You agree? What's happening?
I was being blamed for it.
It's OJ's fault?
Yeah.
Okay, hold
on.
Mark,
is it?
I have to set this up. Could you hear that?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to leave a voicemail.
Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as I can.
Hey, how's it going there? My name's John. You've been sending me texts in regards to the pug situation. I just want to let you know I don't breed. Well, I do, but not with animals. And I'm more of an elephant guy than a dog person anyway. Very sorry to hear about the situation, but you are actually calling the wrong number. I hope you do find the person responsible, and perhaps the pugs will turn on him, ripping off his balls. I thank you. Good day, sir. Bye.
Oh my gosh, dude! Dang, man!
I take this very seriously.
I didn't take you for such a big animal rights
I take it very seriously that you sell a pug that's not purebred. Do you know what a non-purebred pug is like? It's worthless.
Ouch, dude!
It means nothing
My
in this
cousin's
world.
got one.
A bastard pug?
Oh, he's a mutt.
He's a bastard. That's what he's a bastard.
Well, I mean, dogs don't typically get married anyway, right?
The dog's a bastard. We don't want that kind of thing going on in society today.
Excuse me, sorry.
Very upsetting, you know.
It's sad that someone would mislead somebody, because seriously, how do you tell if a dog is purebred before you buy the dog?
The balls.
What?
You check the balls.
That's your answer for everything, John. Not everything is solved by
No,
checking
you think
the
I'm really? No, I'm
balls.
actually serious about this. Like when they do the show dogs, they'll actually like check. They'll check it and everything, the area.
Wow. I mean, well, my parents had to get a purebred Portuguese water dog because my mom was actually allergic to dogs.
That's a great dog. That's a great dog.
Oh yeah, today was amazing.
All right.
But like, yeah,
So-
we had to get a purebred Porty.
That was upsetting because I really wanted the guy the answer, you know? That's sad. That was upsetting.
Well,
That was
I mean,
gonna
at
be
least-
that was gonna be the greatest thing in the history of the show if that person answered the phone. Just what I had lined up for them to ask them and tell them. It's very sad.
well, next time.
I guess maybe we'll try them again another point, or maybe they'll be the continuation of this. They're gonna call me back in the middle of the night. Just
I'm gonna
screaming.
call you back in the middle of the show, and you just be like, "Hold that thought."
Yeah, maybe.
everyone.
All right, we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Oh no, I'm not
So-
suggesting it. Oh.
So as we spoke about earlier, Schnozman Hole Punch is coming out this summer. But believe it or not, there's actually other movies coming out as well.
Yeah, you know, there's actually quite a few.
They're not as good, and you do have to go to a building full of people watching other movies on their phones during the movie you're trying to see,
Seriously.
and you do have to pay $40 to go, but there are other movies coming out. Okay?
Yeah, and yeah, they're not free, and you know, you have to wear stupid-looking glasses just to be able to see the version that's the definitive one. It's terrible.
Is that true? Is the 3D like the real one now? 'Cause
No,
I never go to
but
it.
I heard there were some movies that like had 3D only scenes,
Uh-huh.
but I think that was maybe last summer when it was still like super gimmicky.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten a little bit better
People
now.
are tired of
about
that now.
Because, yeah, a lot of people are just going 3D, meh, whatever.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the summer movie Especial, right, begins now. We're going to go through some movies. Actually, we already saw a bunch. We really should have done this like a month ago. Captain America Winter Soldier, fantastic. We really liked that a lot. We loved it. Spider-Man 2, we thought
was
was pretty
actually
good.
really good.
Yeah,
I
that's
think Cap was better than Spider-Man by a lot, which was surprising.
Cap was really good. It's probably one of the best superhero movies ever. Certainly in the top 5, I would say.
Especially considering it actually dealt with issues like the comics did a little bit, right?
It was just very well done. They're doing a great job. Spider-Man 2, we thought was pretty good. I don't think we loved it, but we liked it.
We liked it.
Liked it. That's our review. Love, like, hated.
Detested.
Loved or in love with. In love with is the ultimate. You could love it, but not be in love with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chicks will tell you that sometimes. It's a weird thing to hear. Godzilla, you saw that one?
It was all right.
I didn't see it.
Cool.
You kept telling me, like, I was like, how was it? You just kept talking about how his nose is like a bear nose.
He kind of looked funny.
That's all you told me. I'm like, how's Godzilla? He's a bear face. That's OJ's review.
Can you blame me for thinking about Bear Claw constantly now?
And, of course, X-Men. We're going to talk about that later today. You know?
Yep.
But what else is coming out? Let's try to go through. I'll get a list here.
Right. Yep.
Maybe just pull
this
some
list,
stuff.
I feel like we have to say where the list is from.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
This list is from Fandango.com.
We'll never plug us.
Well, we're supposed to say where your sources are from.
Yeah, but then...
Now, some movies we don't know about. Like, I haven't heard of a lot of these. So we'll do our best to make sure that you know what they're actually about. Okay. So we have to research these very, very, very recently to find out what they're about.
Well, we don't have to do everything. What's this movie? Emoticon? This is a movie? May 30th.
Oh, you skipped a few.
Oh, okay. What are you looking at? You want to do everything?
Not everything, but some of the important ones.
Take control.
All right. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yes.
This looks like an incredibly stupid movie.
Whoa.
By, what's his name? The guy from Family Guy.
Yeah. Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. And by that, I mean, it's going to be hilarious. It's not going to be like a great film, but it's probably going to be so stupid it's funny.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be funny. I think it's going to be amusing.
The trailer looks pretty bad.
Yeah. But it looks like it's
good.
a movie you could just go there and just, like, take it for what it is. A bunch of really stupid jokes tied together. I think it could be funny.
Okay. It just seems a little bit like, for instance, it's called A Million Ways to Die in the West, and then the tagline, Bring Protection. Okay. I get it, right? We're talking about condoms, because then the ejaculate will enter the woman, possibly getting her pregnant or causing a disease. Do you understand?
And in the West, being pregnant could kill you.
Right. Okay, so it comes all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw Ted, actually.
Ted was good. It was actually
it
was a movie about growing up and what growing up means.
Yeah.
Being responsible.
We'll find out someday. What is this movie, Delivery?
It's got like a pregnant woman's stomach, right?
Yeah, that's pretty frightening.
Delivery, The Beast Within. This is about a postman. Definitely going to be about a postman.
Okay, I see what we're doing here. Emoticon, what is that about? It's actually called Emoticon.
I have no idea, but I'm probably going to hate it.
And then
I hate emoticons.
James McAvoy, who's in X-Men, right? Is that him? Professor X?
Yeah, he played... was that Professor? Yeah, that was young Professor.
He's in another movie called Filth. From the creator of Trainspotting. Trainspotting's a good movie, so maybe that's good.
Trainspotting was messed up. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw enough. Monkey pants.
That was like a whole series of movies from that time. All really fun.
Yeah.
You know. Maleficent. What is this called?
Maleficent. It's
Malignant.
about... That's where the word comes from. I mean, it's about the witch... What is she? A witch or a cursed fairy who curses Briar Rose and Sleeping Beauty.
It's like a prequel?
I think it's a prequel through the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Okay. What else you going to here?
I have no idea what Mundayanton Bachki Rahin is, but I'm guessing it's Bollywood.
What's this movie, Holiday?
Well, it's down pretty far. Where'd it go?
Yeah, I skipped a lot.
Wait, is this a movie with Regina Spektor?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the expert here.
Holiday. Dude, you skipped Edge of Tomorrow. But
yeah, Holiday, I was going to go back to it.
Holiday looks like they're trying to be the Expendables.
Is it like a joke, though?
I think the joke is that these troops go home on shore leave or, they go home on vacation or something.
Mm-hmm.
And something invades and they have to all go beat stuff up.
Edge of Tomorrow, they stole it from me because I remember I had a song, The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. They must have heard it.
It's a term, though. That's where I got it from. It was like a term during the Cold War.
Though I have to admit, the way they're using the title is actually kind of clever.
Why is that?
Well, the plot. Do you know the basic plot?
Is it Tom Cruise?
Well, yes.
How come he's in all these like space movies now?
Scientology? I don't know.
Well, that's why?
I don't know. Maybe he just likes sci-fi. I mean, he likes Scientology. Those two do kind of go together.
I think he likes whatever they'll give him at this point.
No, but I mean, the basic plot of the movie is that they're fighting against some sort of force of some kind. They don't make it clear what it is. But it's Groundhog Day.
Yes.
He keeps dying, and every time he dies, he wakes up again, but he remembers what he did last time, so he keeps fighting and learning.
It's like Groundhog Day in space with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so it's the whole Edge of Tomorrow. Get it? Because you're not quite ever reaching tomorrow. You're on the edge, and you don't like it because you keep dying.
Right.
Going back.
Okay, fair enough. Just watch Groundhog Day again.
Yeah.
22 Jump Street. They're doing a double feature, 21 and 22.
Yeah. Wait, well...
they're doing that with a bunch of stuff. How to Train Your Dragon Double, it's called.
Really?
How to Train Your Dragon Double.
Wait, so 22 Jump Street is both movies?
No, they're doing a special, like, double feature day.
Well, what's the other... It's
21
slash...
You can watch it separately, but that specific one is both.
Okay. Now, one other thing I want to point out, though.
Yes.
It looks like this movie called Trust Me, starring Agent Coulson.
Yeah, what is that? That's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
When did you have time to make this?
Dude, I gotta say, like, ever since I saw him in the Avengers and, all the other Marvel movies, I was just like, aw, look at him go. He's so cute.
What's this Hot Wheels movie about?
It took me a long time to realize those are people in car suits and not, like, bootleg Transformers. Like, I thought the GoBots just inbred a lot and had children.
They're people in car suits?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
It does look that way, yes.
I mean, either that
they got
or
screwed over by the Cars movies because they could have done the Cars thing.
Yeah.
First of all, the Cars thing was ripped off of Thomas the Tank Engine. They're like, they did it we'll do it with Cars, and then they just banked on it.
At least in Thomas the Tank Engine, there were human beings, so there was a reason for the vehicles to exist. In
George
Cars,
Carlin
it's like...
was in that.
Oh, he was the conductor guy, right? Yep. He was so cool.
Oddly enough, yeah.
George Carlin was... well, that's an entirely different story.
And then, like, in Cars, the cars have teeth, but they don't eat. They take gas.
Yeah, it doesn't make any... It's something creepy, dude.
Yeah. How about this Old Cheerleaders Die? What is this about, John? Give us the plot.
Okay, so All Cheerleaders Die
is
about a high school where the jocks go incredibly insane and start killing off their own cheerleaders, who must be defended by the nerds.
Is this true, or are you making this up?
I'm making this up entirely.
I can't even tell.
I mean, yes,
it's quite
true.
possible that whatever it is probably more ridiculous than that.
Well, because nerds are, like, in right now, which boggles my zicking mind. Why weren't nerds cool when I was...
Nerds are cool now?
Yes.
How do you know? You show up at the high school and they're like, oh, look at this freaking guy. He's awesome. What happened?
I don't want to get arrested, so I'm going to say no. But, like, nah, dude, nerds are the thing now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm a nerd. I'm a real nerd. You're not.
What makes you a real nerd? Me a fake nerd. Girls still don't like me. Whoa, he's right.
Yeah, it's weird stuff. I don't know why people even want to, like, put themselves in categories like that.
No, because
I'm this.
No, you're limiting yourself.
Look at me.
You're just limiting yourself when you do that.
People want to be part of, like, feel like they're part of some kind of a group or something.
Yeah, I mean, or if you feel like you're a nerd, you feel like for a while you could feel like you were in a persecuted class and, like, everyone was just being bad to you and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying it's something you might do if you feel like you need if you need to come up with a reason why people are being bad to you. I mean, it's sad.
What the hell? I don't even understand that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know. The real nerds are probably people that aren't wearing, like, the Ninja Turtles backpack with, like, the Transformers t-shirt and the hat with the Sonic the Hedgehog on it and walking around.
Dude, Sonic the Hedgehog is so cool.
Anyway.
All right, moving on. I want to talk about How You Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I saw the first movie.
It was surprisingly good. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm happy they made a sequel. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go, but it was pretty cool. The first one was pretty cool.
There's a movie called Drones.
Is it seriously about the?
No, I don't know what it is. All right, let's kind of jump ahead. Let's go Transformers. What do you think about this?
You mean Transformers? Ha 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 ha!
Here's the thing. Like, I don't want to see it, and like I don't I don't care about it really. But when like I see the trailer though, like at the movies, when I see something else, like it gets me going a little bit. Like when you hear like Optimus's voice, yeah, and like certain things about it like hit you like from your childhood. But then it's over. You have to like tell yourself, no, it's not what you want to see.
Yeah,
it's not right.
I mean, it's sad. It's like they're taking something you love.
And when I hear his voice, I'm like, oh damn, this is great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's Optimus time. It's Optimus Prime.
Oh shit, Optimus. There's like the Dinobots. You know.
And then now they're bringing them in, and it's just like,
Let's see here. Sharknado, that's in the theater?
Sharknado 1 or Sharknado 2?
It's at the bottom of the page.
Oh gosh, there is like nothing in July, huh?
Yeah,
no, they're actually showing Sharknado in theaters with the riff tracks. That's what it is, John. The riff tracks.
What is that? Oh,
it's
okay.
the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000 just ripping on.
All right, on. That's fun. There's a Planet of the Apes movie coming out July 11th.
Oh, is that was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes or something?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, the first one wasn't that bad. You know, I thought it would be completely terrible, but it was okay.
How about Hercules with The Rock?
I don't know, but there'd better be a Kevin Sorbo cameo or I'm going to be ticked.
Kevin Sorbo dies instantly.
What is this, Mortal Kombat 2?
Sex tape with Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel. Would you watch a sex tape with those two? I don't think I would.
No. I mean, I'll admit, I just saw the, what's it called?
Sex tape?
No, I saw a
Kim
preview
Kardashian sex tape?
I saw X-Men. No, I saw a preview for it when I saw X-Men.
You saw Hulk Hogan sex tape?
I just heard in my head the Incredible Hulk sex tape, and I was frightened. And the sad thing is that happened in the comics.
What? There was a sex tape with the Hulk?
No, but he had sex.
The Hulk had sex?
Didn't he have a kid, man?
Oh yeah, Planet Hulk. Yeah,
I am Scar, son of Hulk.
Yeah, but they don't go like into graphic detail of it though. They're not like, here's the comic where Hulk goes down.
Ugh.
They don't do that. There's something called like Glenn Beck's "We Will Not Conform." I'm going to that. Guardians of the Galaxy looks really fun.
That looks like it's going to be a fun movie. I mean,
did you see the second trailer?
What's his name? No, I'm trying to avoid it.
It looks like a lot of fun.
The guy playing Star-Lord.
Yeah.
He is a really fun actor.
Is that like Chris Pratt or something?
Parks and Recreation. Chris Pratt, yeah. He was really fun in Parks and Recreation. He was really fun in the Lego Movie. He's just got that. There's just something about him that just lends itself to fun.
Yeah. It looks like a fun time.
I really want to see it. And I'm sad that I forgot to get the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Oh, right. Another thing I saw a preview for. We don't really have to go too far down.
Yeah.
You see Lucy.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw the preview for that. So apparently, someone said this is like the movie, what is it? Not Optimum. A word that means to get the best out of something or to maximize something. Where like some dude takes this drug and all of a sudden he starts using more of his brain and he gets really smart and he gets dumb if he stops taking the drug.
I think I saw that.
So what takes me off is the movie has a bit where Morgan Freeman says, humans only use 10% of their brain. Imagine what we could do if we used more. According to the internet, that is an urban myth and completely false. And that's the basis of this movie. So I'm intrigued.
You don't like the logic of the film.
It could be good. It could be a very good action movie. Just don't, if you ignore that little piece.
When I was at the theater, people were real into the trailer, but then when they said the name, people kind of laughed. Why do you think that is?
Dude, Lucy is the name of a fossil that they dug up.
Lucy's the elephant in New Jersey.
Yup.
We're supposed to go see.
You know what? Honestly, I bet you this movie is about her tricking some stupid fat kid into trying to kick a football.
Oh my god. I got a text from this guy.
Oh no. What'd he say?
He says, if my daughter wasn't sleeping, I would have picked up. You sound interesting.
John, we all know that you're interesting, but I'm not really sure I see how that's relevant here.
Okay, fair enough.
So, dude, I think this guy's hitting on you.
Yeah, it's a little weird. He says, my bad, one number off and just 2 texts sent. Nonetheless, oh my god, this dude's a freak, man.
Does he want to meet you?
What in the world, man? He says, my bad, one number off and just 2 texts sent nonetheless. You are yummy.
You are yummy?
You are yummy. I'm a little afraid.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little afraid.
I don't blame you. I mean, that's a little creepy. Well, dude, you know, I guess it's definitely a dude's phone because a dude did the voice when you picked up, right?
We gotta go quick because we're out of time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right. So a lot of people are ripping on the style of the Turtles, and it annoyed me a little bit too. But someone pointed out, really, it's not the same as the old stuff. Give it a chance. So whatever. You know what? Maybe Michael Bay won't make it entirely about explosions and action and leaves out the cool stuff of the Turtles. Who knows?
And
Expendables 3?
Expendables 3.
That should be fun. I don't know. It's probably going to be not as good as Expendables 1, maybe better than 2. But there's something important to note here, John.
Yes.
I didn't know they were making The Giver as a movie. Prepare yourselves for getting your mind effed over.
And then Sin City, A Dame to Kill For on August 22nd. It was probably like, when did the last one come out? Like 10 years ago?
I still haven't seen it.
You didn't see the first one? I thought I saw it with you.
No?
Really?
You saw it with
it was probably Kevin or something. We were real into the movie, watched it a bunch of times. We liked it a lot.
I heard it was great. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Someday.
And then we're going to the fall. I mean, that's pretty much it. Horrible Bosses 2 apparently is coming.
Why?
And Dumb and Dumber 2.
Why? Dumb and Dumber 2, it's been so long. I'm still not going to... Like, I was having a big enough problem.
Yeah.
Looking at the newsroom and seeing what's his name?
Who?
The blonde guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Not Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, yeah. I was having a hard enough time taking him seriously in the newsroom because of Dumb and Dumber. But now... Oh, one quick note.
Yes.
Besides Paranormal Activity 5, Friday, October 17th, The Box Trolls comes out, which, if Carol Ennis is accurate, that was actually a kickstarted movie that the guy made without any input from a big studio, and they only recently got picked up.
I see.
Okay, another quick thing.
Yeah.
Hunger Games, next one comes out in November. Paddington Mother-Zicking Bear, Friday, December 12th, 2014.
Wow.
He's coming for your marmalade, Mother-Zickers. I loved Paddington as a kid. This makes me happy and sad.
You kind of remind me of Paddington Bear.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I told that chick on the phone a couple weeks ago, you're like a big bear. I'll give you bear hugs.
Oh, gosh. Just quickly, then, if we're trying to get through this.
Yeah.
Seventh Son on February 6, 2015. I don't know what it is, but it looks medievally.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Age of Ultron, May 1st. Just under a year. Another Cinderella
movie. We're going into next year now.
It's on the list, man.
We're going into next year.
John, no, we should stop. There's horrible things coming out.
Like what?
John, we have to mention this.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, they're making another Mad Max.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 4. Friday, June 19th, 2015. Assassin's Creed. Followed by, in less than 1 week, Ted 2.
It's just people taking dives off of buildings.
In less than 1 week, Terminator Genesis.
Yeah.
Then Independence Day 2, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Batman vs. Superman, Smurfs 3, Ant-Man, and we're effing done here.
Wait, Smurfs 3? They made it Smurfs 2?
Yeah, and then apparently there's another Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Finding Dory.
All right, you're done.
Star Wars
you're done.
John, no!
OJ's head's gonna explode. You have to stop. You have to chill out, okay?
I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Should we call this Pugs guy again?
His daughter's going to sleep.
He's sending me various messages that are bizarre. I think
He's still messaging you?
We should try to call him one more time. Okay, let's try to call this guy.
John, if his daughter's going to sleep, don't wake her
No,
up.
he said my daughter was sleeping. That's why I didn't answer.
Yeah, if his
Let's try to call him one more time. We gotta talk. This guy's a weird dude.
Should I mute?
No, stick with it.
Sorry, folks. I kind of lost
Pugs
it.
Guy. He doesn't answer. There's weird texts.
That's his daughter's going to sleep.
He said my daughter was sleeping. When you called, I would have answered.
Please leave a message.
Oh my god, the Pugs guy. The weird Pugs guy. I gotta show this on. I don't know how to show this without giving his number out.
You could cover part of the phone? Maybe?
I want to show this text to confirm people aren't going to believe me.
We all believe you, John.
Well, let's see if I can...
Your name John. People named John are known to be trustworthy.
Can't read that. You can't read it. You call me Yummy. He's a weird freaking guy, okay? I was trying to go to war with him. I was trying to ride... We were going to ride Pugs together to go after this dude that screwed him over about the purebreds because I'm very passionate about purebred dogs. And now he's sending me bizarre messages. I don't know what to do. Okay?
I understand. Just...
This isn't over.
I understand.
I don't even know how to come back to the show now, so my mind's blown.
Yeah. Did he send you more texts?
No, he's done now.
Okay, Viraj was curious.
No, he's done now. This will be an ongoing thing, I'm sure. Let's get Moonsbro in here.
All right. Oh, so we're going to be talking about Spider-Man. Got it.
Spider-Man?
He's joke. Ha ha, I make fun.
Oh, hello?
Moons!
Yes.
How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Finally. Oh my gosh.
What do you think about this Pugs thing, this Pugs situation?
Yeah, I'm done with the Pugs.
Are you passionate about purebreds?
No, not really. I don't have any animals in my house besides me. I'm the only animal
I see.
in the house.
You're a Wolverine.
Yes.
And I'll know you just told me to shut up.
Because you were going on too long about friggin' 4 and whatever else. Jurassic 6.
There was no way to stop it. It was just...
Wasn't there already a Dumb and Dumber 2? I feel like...
Dumb and
No,
Dumber,
was
it like stuck on you?
That was a prequel, man. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It isn't 1996 anymore. I don't remember these
Don't
things.
you know anything?
Tell that to the movie producers, right?
You didn't say Mrs. Doubtfire 2, because that's also coming, John.
What?
You didn't talk about The Fault in Our Stars either, which is like the biggest thing ever.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the list, but I didn't want to go into it because I don't know anything about
Why?
it.
What is that? It's like a book? Another book thing?
Yeah, it's actually a really, really good book. It like made me cry for years.
You cried for years.
Yeah, it was really emotional.
Well, I'm glad that you stopped so we could talk with you.
Oh no, that was like a year ago.
He's done.
Oh.
Alright, so gentlemen, we all saw X-Men, Days of Future Past.
Yes.
Moons is our X-Men guy. He came on last year talking about the Wolverine, which we both really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to begin with this. Moons, tell us what you thought. Days of Future Past. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was already pretty excited for this movie from all the years I've been waiting for it. And I have to say, before we even talk about anything else, that Bryan Singer is a genius, and I'm so glad that he got to direct this movie.
Yeah.
Because he completely just saved the entire movie series with this movie.
Yeah, he basically took everything that everyone else took apart and put back together in a way that you could actually say, you know, I can get behind this.
Yeah, you could tell like he really hated the X-Men 3, and so he's like, that never existed, and it's gone. And now he didn't even like touch on some of the things like why, like how Professor was back.
Alive.
Like he didn't even
Xavier was alive at all.
He's like no, not even gonna correct their mistakes. It just didn't exist.
Like, as soon as the movie ended, my friend turned to me and he was like, "So, I like the movie and all, but why exactly is Xavier still alive?" And I was like, "Just forget about it. Whatever."
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, if you remember in X3, he woke up, right? In that other body. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So is it possible that he's doing a psychic projection?
Maybe it was Morph. It was Morph who died. It was actually Morph.
No, there's no Morph in the movie. I asked many people at the theater.
I remember it.
The people that clean under the seats, I asked them many questions about it. They didn't...
I actually just sent in a job application for the movie theater as well.
Yeah.
As well as Toys R Us, yeah.
Right on. There you go.
Hey, it's better that than Toys Be We.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. It was, I don't know if I liked it as much as X-Men 2, but I liked it a lot. I think it was like just under X-Men 2 for me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I like the best is the way they let off the movie. Like that first fight scene, because what was the thing that was supposed to make the X-Men capable of beating their foes? They all worked together. They used all their powers, synergistic stuff.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes, that was what they did.
They were being X-Men.
Yeah, it impressed me because they finally had that sort of stuff happen. Like, aside from how obscenely overpowered some of the mutants seem, but that's what they'd be like. It was really cool.
The time travel stuff is always messed up. It never really could ever make sense. It just doesn't. But I thought they handled it pretty decently, you know.
Yeah, they did like as good as you can do with it, honestly. Like
it just doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
This time travel can't make sense, but it does make somewhat.
It doesn't make so much sense. But as soon as like Wolverine goes back, he's talking to Professor would remember this in the future that he met him.
Yeah.
It's just a big. It'll actually make your head explode, I think, if you think about it too much.
Yeah, because you think it'd be like, well, what did he tell you that made you believe him, or whatever? Just remember that, and you're like, oh yeah, we're good.
And then at the end, spoilers, I guess we're doing here. When Wolverine,
spoiler!
Of course.
When Wolverine wakes up, he doesn't remember the past, but he was also in the past.
That.
Right?
I don't remember anything from when the past changed to his future, which made zero sense.
But he was there the whole time, right?
He lost a ton of years.
He was there the entire time, but he just has no memory of it, I guess.
Yeah, he only remembers the original timeline memories.
Mm-hmm. He remembers his timeline, yeah.
Which is kind of grim if you think about it, because the Wolverine that existed in that timeline died basically to be replaced with this other Wolverine.
Yeah, but I mean, he got sent back to like a lot younger body, so.
And I guess X-Men Origins never existed because it doesn't make sense at all.
No, Origins Wolverine can still exist. Remember at the end, Stryker still pulls his body out of the lake, and he's like, "Yes, I'm gonna rip that body and do things with it."
Yeah,
so,
but
I mean, it's not the same storyline, but it's still.
Still do.
But Origins, he met him in like Vietnam, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
And then he gave him the claws like shortly thereafter. So in 1973, he doesn't have the metal claws.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I mean, whatever. Yeah, he was like, I'm just gonna completely retcon all those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's good. I think it's like it never happened.
Yeah,
that's for the best, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that a movie series got so convoluted, kind of like the comics, where like you have to like
they had to restart it. Yeah,
it's kind of weird because it shouldn't happen in the movies.
They pulled a DC.
It really shouldn't happen that way because you have like you're doing a lot less storytelling, so you should be able to plan shit. But
I think because Bryan Singer was really planning something like awesome for X-Men 3 with the whole Phoenix thing at the end of X-Men 2, but then when he was not the director for X-Men 3, he was just like super angry.
Like, what happened? What happened with that, by the way? Like, he wanted to be the director, and they wouldn't.
I think he wanted to do Superman. He was wanted to be.
I remember watching the deleted like the commentaries for X-Men 2, and he was talking about X-Men 3, and he was like making jokes at Hugh Jackman, saying they're like gonna make it cool and shit.
The Mystique stuff. I mean, she became such an important part of the movie. I think because it's Jennifer Lawrence, so they're like she has to be like the main thing.
Honestly, yeah.
It probably has a lot to do with it.
Like, now that Jennifer Lawrence is so popular, it was like, yes, have like a more all-star cast.
Yeah.
We have she's just like this major asset right now that everyone wants a piece of.
One thing I never understood about Mystique, like why is she always nude? Like I understand she wants people to like to see her true form, but like why she's naked? Why doesn't she still wear pants?
Yeah, in First Class, it was like all about how she doesn't want to like have to hide anymore. She wants to be herself.
Yeah, it's fine, but like let's say okay, I want to be my true self. Like I still would wear a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like, I'll just be nude.
She's just like some weird blue pigmentation. She's like no nipples or anything. Like,
that's true, but she's still nude. Does she have like? Can she open the flaps and then there's like another layer? Essentially, she's naked, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's naked. Yeah, she is.
That's why I just think it's kind of like, well, it's weird, you know. why would she like think, okay, like it's overboard. I'm all for like being yourself, but you're going like one step above.
Yeah, it's true, because in the comics, didn't Mystique have like some like white outfit she wore?
Well, she had this white outfit on. It was a stupid outfit, but she did wear clothing, yeah.
She had that skull.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the skull belt and shit.
Yeah. They did some really cool effects with her, like when she turns into the Vietnamese dude, and like they did like half of him and half of her, and he's like fighting. As the transformation go, like I was like, oh, you couldn't do that in 2002 or whatever it was, you know. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, the Mystique effects are really good in this movie.
The lower portion was Mystique, but the top half was the dude, and they're both fighting in like perfect synchronicity. You know, I was like, wow.
Mystique had like the coolest fight scenes in this movie, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, this movie, there's one thing I didn't like about the movie is that it did not have a lot of fight scenes. It did have really good.
Yeah, like they kept it light, but the ones they had was really.
I saw people complain that the ending wasn't like a huge fight or like a huge battle, but
it didn't have to be.
At the same time, it was like you got like a really good, just really awesome performances, like the Magneto dude. I love when they had the young Magneto and he's causing all kinds of problems, and then they're flashing to the future where the old Magneto's like trying to fight at the same time, right? And they did it was so beautiful. Like they did them both at the same time, cutting back and forth. That's some poetic stuff right there, man.
Yeah, like they showed him repenting his prior deeds, you know?
Right.
They're trying to make up for all the garbage he caused.
Did you laugh when they said that Magneto killed JFK? And that was part of the story?
I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, they're going to make some shit about Magic Bullet, and I was just laughing.
Yeah, those people laughed at that. And I like how Nixon was a character in the movie.
Yeah. That was pretty great. I mean, I thought that one thing that was funny was Quicksilver. My gosh.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
And also the thing is, my mom knew a guy who could do that.
Yeah, that was a little like nod, probably.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna bring up the fact that he's their son, or just gonna ignore it.
And did you see it? And you saw the bit with Wanda, right?
Yeah, it was like she's on his lap.
Yeah, little baby sister. She was like 5 years old, something like that.
Yeah, I thought they were twins, though. Was I wrong?
Well, they changed that.
They're just brother and sister.
Not anymore, John.
It's a movie. It's the movie. It doesn't matter.
Just checking.
Yeah, they're not twins anymore. I don't think.
But Quicksilver was pretty cool in this movie.
They're twins in the Avengers. They'll be twins in that.
Another movie, yeah. Even the Avengers.
He's gonna be in the Avengers movie.
It's a different. It's a totally different character though, because they can't.
Because this guy was so fun. This guy was so much fun.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was just messing, and the best part is he's got his Pink Floyd shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do a great job with the settings, man. Even First Class, like, was so, like, all the stuff was just perfect, like the 60s stuff, and this one was kind of the same thing. I think at times it was kind of ridiculous, like when Wolverine first leaves the apartment and everyone just, like, has afros and, like, you know, everyone's, like, to a T dressed like stereotypical 70s stuff, and you're like, okay, but for the most part, like, they did an awesome job.
They do period pretty.
I love the 70s footage of Beast fighting and Mystique and all that, like the outside footage.
Oh yeah, on the 50mm cameras or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was awesome, man. It looks so fun.
Yeah, like they made it look like it was actually legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the people actually filming there.
Yeah, it was fun stuff.
I mean, what would that look like nowadays? Because cameras back then were pretty terrible.
That's
if you go back and watch the Sapita footage of JFK assassination, that's exactly what it looks like.
That's
the
what
fight.
it looks like, yeah. That's what they probably based it on, you know.
Actually, that's a good point. But yeah.
And then I guess the next movie is going to be Apocalypse.
Oh, dude. Okay, me and my friend during the credits, he was like, "What could they possibly do?" And I was like, "Well, they could pretty much only do Apocalypse at this point." And then as soon as I saw like Egypt, I was like, "Oh, yep, I'm right."
Yep, same thing. And then I heard them chanting. I'm like, "What are they?" Then it took me a few minutes to be like, "And Sabiner, and Sabin." I'm like, "Oh." Then you see the 4 camels in the background.
Yeah, the 4 horsemen.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
That was a nice touch.
I guess the next movie. I guess the next movie is supposed to take place in the 80s or something like that. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Interesting.
What, like the 80s team?
The 1980s.
I like how they brought in a. Did you note that they had Colossus say next to nothing?
He was barely in it.
Yeah, I mean,
he got his head ripped off and his body like ripped in half.
Bishop. Like this is Bishop.
They just randomly threw Bishop in there, like you're supposed to know who he is.
Yeah, Blink was great. Now you're thinking with portals.
How about the fact that Kitty can like send people back in time now?
That
was totally random.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, come on. I mean, not everyone. People probably would be like, "Who's this guy with the broken leg who's making them a time machine? What is with this dude?" So because Forge did it before, right?
They need to have Kitty be a major part of it because the original comic is about her.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to like.
It is her that goes back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just she goes back. So
I just got the trade paperback, but I haven't read it yet.
I have the X-Men Essentials books, so I have it in there somewhere.
It's just like from another time period of comics because it's like 3 issues. You know?
Well, I've been reading the original Wolverine right now. I'm like on Wolverine 30-something.
Wow. Yeah, Days of Future Past is awesome. It's like 3 issues. It's fantastic. It's like something that wasn't done before. If that was done today, it would be like 24 issues spanning across like, several different series.
And it would all be just for like nothing, and it'd be some stupid ending.
And then, the ending would be like, okay. But it was actually like very simple, and it was to the point, and it had like a real meaning to it. And it was awesome stuff, so.
I like the movie a lot. There's stuff you can complain about, but I don't think there's anything too bad about it. Like, you could be satisfied as an X-Men fan with that movie.
Oh,
absolutely.
After seeing the last X-Men movie, First Class, and then the one before that, this basically let you realize that maybe they could do something good with the original team again.
That cast is so like iconic now, like from like 15 years ago or 14 years ago or something.
It was 1999, I think, or 2000 when it came out.
That's insane.
2000?
Yeah, 2000 X-Men 1 came out.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny, you go back and watch it, it's like Wolverine's not supposed to age, but like Hugh Jackman is just like in his 30s in that movie, and now he's like in his 50s.
He does age, yes.
Yeah, you see the white streaks in his hair.
Yeah.
I don't age.
But I guess...
Yeah, you do. I got this comic book
here. Logan, it's coming.
Here's a comic book I got, actually, when the original movie came out. It's X-Men the movie. And it was exclusively presented by Toys R Us. I guess I was working there.
Nice.
And it's based on the original movie when it came out.
That's awesome.
It was a big deal. Yeah. Yes,
so
John.
That's the thing. So the one thing about the movie that I noticed was they have almost no, like, all the characters from First Class who aren't Beast,
they're all
Magneto,
dead.
or the Professor.
Yeah, they all died.
That was a little messed up.
And then Havoc. And then Havoc was in Vietnam.
Yeah, just random.
Havoc was drafted. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else. Like, it's like, what would you rather be dead or go to Vietnam? And all the characters are like, all right.
Well, I think Havoc would be fine in Vietnam. He just blasts everybody to pieces.
Yeah, if they had mutants in Vietnam, like, they would just dominate. Unless, I guess, the Vietnamese had mutants as well that we don't know about.
Yeah, the mutants all over the world.
Is that another story?
Yeah.
Coming soon, a new movie?
Well, it's funny how they did this stuff, because, like, think about it. Were they having the whole mutant threat as an allegory again? Like, we must be protected from the mutants.
OJ, the whole story of X-Men is the whole
civil
rights movement.
I meant if it was something different, like the whole. Never mind. I know the whole story back.
It's a different meaning.
Yeah, like what were they going for with that this time? Because Vietnam was a pretty messed up period in history.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 60s was like the craziest time in history ever. There were so many things happening in the 60s.
It took place after that, so they had to touch on it.
Mm-hmm. Between the British invasion and JFK assassination and Vietnam and
they also used it as a way to kill all the characters off, because then they would have to have them in the movie. Like, they'd be like, why didn't you call this guy and have him help you? Like, they're all dead. That's why they did it, right?
I like how they referenced the Hugh Jackman cameo in First Class. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that was great. Like, that was just in First Class. You're like, haha, funny joke, and then they bring it up like, oh.
You would think they'd ignore that, but then touch on like the professor being alive and all that. It was kind of interesting. Like, oh, they actually brought this up.
Yeah, seriously. They made a lot of interesting choices in the film. Also, one thing I have to wonder about is whether Magneto and Mystique knew what they were doing in that final important scene. What
do you mean, doing what they were doing?
Well, I don't want to spoil too much about it.
We already spoiled the whole thing. We already said they reset the whole universe. Like, just go on, OJ.
All right, well, like, you get the feeling that if Magneto or Mystique kill anybody, it destroys everything. Instead, they have a mutant come and save the president.
Yes.
Like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were Magneto and Mystique working together on that, or was Mystique just ticked off at Magneto? She's like, "This is what you want."
They have one of those like strange relationships,
Yeah.
It's a love-hate thing. Before we get out of here, John, Cyclops returns. I kind of knew it was going to happen. People kind of spoiled it because people didn't tell me exactly what was going to happen. But I got a lot of messages during the week, people saying, OJ's going to love the ending. So I knew, I was like, oh, friggin' Cyclops is in it now. Great.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this?
I thought that was great, but I'd love to see Cyclops wasn't being a huge jerk, but basically all you see him is like, nope, you can't touch Jean, nope.
Well, to be fair, all the other X-Men who returned only barely got any time either. It's like, it's wait for the next movie to see them.
Yeah, what did Rogue do? She just waved.
Yeah, you got Storm in there for 2 seconds. You got to see Storm, which was nice, because that's the thing.
Hey, Storm was actually like, hey, Storm's actually supposed to be really powerful, and she was in this movie.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Halle Berry, like, wasn't she upset that she, you know, basically got, like, gypped in the other movies? In this, she barely spoke, but she kicked effing butt.
That's right.
Well, I think she got paid a nice lump sum for this movie anyway.
Yeah, right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's X-Men.
Wait,
yes, Moons, go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
What did you guys think about how the Sentinels look, the old ones and the new ones?
I didn't love the new ones that much. I think it was kind of, I don't know. It wasn't like the real. It was like the Sentinels you know and loved. They were very different, but they were fine. You know, I didn't hate it or anything.
Yeah, the old ones were okay.
I wanted them to talk, mutant. You know. Like,
yeah, I was waiting for that.
You like the Sentinels, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't what you knew. It wasn't what you knew. And I don't know how they're building that shit in 1970, whatever. Yeah. Like robots like that with turrets.
Polymers, guys.
Okay,
polymers.
Sure. Okay, they built them. Okay.
But the thing I got me, they couldn't just call them Nimrods or something, because that's what they basically were, right? They looked like Nimrods, except they were way more powerful. Like they invented I guess they were trying to show how hopeless it was, but they basically invented an adversary so powerful that no one could touch it.
Yep, that was the point of the future Sentinels, so the X-Men just all die.
All right, Nimrods, we gotta get out of here. Moons, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you very much for giving us your expert opinion.
How's your very quickly? How's your play going and all that stuff?
Yeah, it was great. We just had night last weekend, so we're all up now, but it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had fun.
Congratulations, sir.
Very many congratulations to you.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Right. Thanks. See you later.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. We're going to be back in 1 minute with Mr. Ed Trotta. Stay tuned.
Stay off that dial.
I find you all yummy. We'll be right back. Bye-bye. Testing, testing, testing. All right, let's get going, guys.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have returned. As you can see here, we're joined by the greatest man in the world today. That's right.
Compared to who?
Compared to us.
No. Compared to SpongeBob SquarePants,
yes,
maybe.
exactly.
I hate SpongeBob.
So do I.
Wow, what a hate here. You guys hate a childhood character. Wow.
I've been in and out with the show so far.
Yes.
I had a call from my agent, and I had a visitor come who needed resumes printed.
Wow, things are happening in Hollywood.
Yeah, things are happening. But this guy that texted you about the dog.
Yeah, it's very weird, Ed.
You called back.
Yeah.
And at the end, he said, "My bad. I was one number off."
Yeah, he said, "My bad, was one number off. Nonetheless, you are yummy." I don't know what's going on out there, man.
That if you were one number off dialing one, you get someone sort of like the person you were dialing for.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
We'll have to test
if
this
you're
theory out
one
one day.
number away, you should get someone sort of like. Instead of Ed, you got Ted.
They're like slightly off. It's like the same as they're slightly messed up or something. Okay. Okay, so you've been checking out the show today a little bit, huh?
A little bit.
It's a shame we didn't get to talk to the guy, but I know. Did you see last week's show with the Toys R Us?
That was a wonderful show. That was just a great show. And OJ and Kevin and your memories of working for this corporation. You realize, I realized halfway through it sort of started to remind me of Epic Mail and Sean's Manhole Punch.
Pretty much what it's about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just toys, so you think it's innocent, but no, it's a corporation. No. It comes with all of its
soulless, man.
Corruption and whatever.
There's a big difference between like working somewhere and being part of a company. I think, right? It's very different.
Yeah.
You work there, but you're not part of it at all.
Did you have stock in Toys R Us, or was it strict salary? No.
Strict salary.
It was paid by the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small potatoes, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's funny.
That's how I feel about Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you just call you in and that's it.
Yeah, I get paid to do my voiceover, and then I go off and make $1 billion. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I love working for Blizzard.
Blizzard's awesome. We love them. You should hire it all the time. They should have you do everything.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, because when it's like that, for instance, like at these Toys R Us jobs or something like that, you might have ideas, right?
Yeah.
Like you just get ideas like this should go here, even like simple stuff like this product should be there, this should be like that, and you bring it up to someone, and they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, why? Well, it's not in the. They used to call it the planograms. It was sent from the corporate office. The planogram, it would have exactly where everything's supposed to be, and you cannot deviate from this. But I'm like, I work in the store. I know the customers. I'm here every day. And like, no, we cannot change it. You must go by the planogram.
Well, I could also liken it to being a substitute teacher for LAUSD school system.
Right.
I love the kids. I love my clientele were the kids. I did that for like a semester and a half. It's the only thing I ever did but act for a living, and because I was told it was compatible with acting. It's a good sideline. And I love the kids, but the administration level was
crazy, right?
Yeah, I had my own ideas about teaching and about, inspiring. If you inspire an interest in something, you have taught it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and whatever you haven't taught, they'll teach themselves.
That was my angle, rather than lesson plans and open court reading and
right. But you got to go with it. You got to go with it.
But you got to go with it.
Huh?
Curriculum.
Yeah. That's how it is, I guess. I don't know. So, I've been watching you lately, Ed. I saw a film that you were in, sir.
Oh, yes.
Right here. Soul Keeper.
You saw Soul Keeper.
You watched Soul Keeper?
Well, you're a step ahead of me. I haven't seen it.
I never saw Soul Keeper. I saw you in Soul Keeper, Ed.
Yeah. How was I?
Oh, you were great. It was. I'll tell you about it. It's a fun movie, actually. It was $5 on Amazon. I think it was worth it, actually. I thought it was pretty fun.
Good.
I'm building a collection of old Ed Trotta movies. But anyway, it's about these like two thieves, and ironically enough, they steal Lincoln's hat.
What?
Yeah, they stole Abraham Lincoln's hat from this museum, and they run away. They go to this bar. They meet these like these women who are like supernatural, and they like tell them like you got to kill this dude, who's Ed. And Ed's the main villain. His name's Magus. And it was interesting because they always talk about you. Like, they always talk about, like, the whole thing's talking about you, but they show you, like, very rarely.
Yeah.
And every time they do show him, it's like the typical thing where he's, like, looking out a window at, you know, the sun or the moon and just, you know, looking all, like, you know, devious and everything. But you do appear in a couple spots, like, in their dreams, and you talk to them. And you basically, you have, like, these tattoos on you.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember that? Do you remember this?
No. I don't remember. I did that movie, I think, in 2000.
2000, yeah, 2001,
or something like that. I did it before my interest in Lincoln, so the fact that it was a Lincoln hat they stole was really bizarre.
Yeah, go figure.
And I don't remember the tattoos.
Yeah, you had tattoos on your neck. And they would always talk about, like, they would always be like, did you see the guy with the tattoos? They would, like, run asking people. They're like, yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Now I do sort of remember a tattoo.
And you had, like, you took, like, medications?
No.
Because your body's dying and you need to transfer yourself into another host.
Huh.
So, like, yeah.
That's the way it is in film production sometimes. When you're just given sides, when you're not given the whole script, you don't necessarily know the whole story of what's going on. You just show up for your days, you do your thing, they give you a setup, they tell you the circumstances then and there, but as the whole puzzle goes, you don't really see it. You don't really see.
So, like I said, like you're trying to like get another body. So you capture one of these thieves, right? One of these guys who are the main characters, and you tie him to this. You tie him to this like thing, and what you actually do is you shoot yourself in the face.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very upsetting to see this, Ed. I was very upset to see you do this.
How'd they get me to do that?
Yeah, Ed shot himself in the face, and then you become like this like cloud thing, like a spirit, right? And you go into this. You go into the guy's body, but the guy's like, no, I have herpes. You don't want my body. So then what you do is you take over Tiny Lister. You know Tiny Lister, John?
What? What?
Tiny Lister. He's the guy that's
Tiny Lister. I remember him. Yes.
He's like a wrestler. He was in the Friday movies. The big dude.
Oh, okay.
He takes over. You take over his body, and then you turn him in. You turn him into this like monster, and then they eventually fight you. So that was the film. Ed.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the
Soul Keeper starring Ed Trotta. It's right here. It's a great film.
3 potatoes out of the rutabaga.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to turn off John's camera. I don't know if he's doing some shenanigans.
What's he being served there?
I don't know, John.
Being served a penguin glass.
I know. It's a vodka tonic. It's a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Wow, you're getting into this. And then Ed, you were in. You told me today you were in a Van Damme movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah. It was originally called Coyote Moon. I think it was released as Desert Heat.
I got to get this. This is the next one I'll be watching.
I was a drug-dealing motorcycle gang member. And
you were killed by Jean-Claude? Killed you?
Yeah, he shot me several times. I went backwards through a window.
The only man powerful enough.
So well, if you're in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, you're going to die. Pretty much he's the last man standing and everything.
What about Seagal?
Same thing.
Same thing, John. So you got to meet Van Damme and stuff? Did you do the action scene with him, or was that like a separate deal, or how did it work out?
I met him, yeah. We didn't have much to say to each other.
Yeah. Seemed like a nice guy, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I really didn't have an evaluation on it.
All right, so that'll be the next film I'll be watching. I'm going to do an Ed Trotta movie every month. I'm going to be watching this one over the course of the next couple of weeks, and the next time you're on, I'll tell you about what you did in that one. I don't know if you saw. Did you see that one?
I did see that one.
You did see that one, all right.
What you should know is that what I'm snorting in that movie was ground up vitamin B.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they use for powdered drugs.
Wow.
Is vitamin.
Wow. And it doesn't burn your nose?
It does burn your nose.
Oh.
It does, but it's not harmful or narcotic or,
Well, yeah, I should hope.
anything you put up your nose is going to burn.
Yeah, that's...
All right, gentlemen, so let's get to this. Last month you guys did a great scene, Spider-Man, the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. This week we got something totally different planned for you. a classic scene. It's from the James Bond movie, GoldFinger. This is the classic scene where Bond is strapped to the table, and there is a laser beam coming towards him, towards his crotch area.
Mm-hmm.
And
so OJ should be like this, right? He should be spread eagle.
Spread eagle, John. Okay. And GoldFinger comes in, and he's talking to Bond. And you guys should go ahead.
Good evening, 007.
My name is James Bond.
You have been recognized. That interesting car of yours. I too have a new toy, but considerably more practical. You are looking at an industrial laser, Mr. Bond, which emits an extraordinary light, unknown in nature. It can project a spot on the moon, or at closer range, it can cut through solid metal. Let me show you. This is gold, Mr. Bond. All my life I have been in love with its color, its brilliance, its divine heaviness. Any enterprise which contributes to my stock, I embrace, which is considerable.
I think you've made your point. Thank you for the demonstration.
Choose your next witticism carefully, Mr. Bond. It may be your last.
Do you expect me to talk?
Good night, Mr. Bond.
Do you expect me to talk?
Well, no, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. You have nothing to talk to me about that I don't already know.
You're forgetting one thing. If I fail to report, 008 replaces me.
I trust he will be more successful.
He knows what I know.
You know nothing, Mr. Bond.
Operation Grand Slam, for instance.
These words you may have overheard, but they could not possibly have any significance to you or any in your organization.
Can you afford to take that chance?
You are right, Mr. Bond. You are worth more to me alive. Release Mr. Bond's bonds. Perhaps libation is in order. My usual, and for Mr. Bond, vodka martini, shaken not stirred. I recall from the casino.
You have a good memory, Mr. GoldFinger.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I also have an excellent computer. Mr. Bond, I must admit it was not your car that gave you away. I Googled you. I was very impressed. The 2 million results. And I was also very shocked to discover you have your own Facebook page, and Twitter, Wikipedia, LinkedIn. Is this usual for a British secret agent?
Well, one has to keep up their own appearances, obviously. You can't just wander around as a nobody. What's the point of being a secret agent if nobody knows?
Secrecy? Well, what shocked me most were the 4 pictures of you on the cover of People magazine as the sexiest man alive. Believe me, Mr. Bond, another 3 inches and that laser would have made sure that you were not.
I will be completely honest with you. Those pictures upset me too. I was very shocked. They got my bad side, really.
Our drinks have arrived. I propose a toast to breaches in security.
By the way, you know how I learned about Operation Grand Slam?
No, how?
Yahoo! And Bing.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent work, guys.
I completely lost the accent I had practiced. It just died so hard. Like
me too.
I was trying to hit this like not 100% like Celebrity Jeopardy Connery. Like I worked on something like that, and then it just fell apart. I don't know what happened. Like I apologize to everybody who heard my horrible attempt at a British accent. I know it just died, and I hit Scotch. Right. I hit Australian at the beginning.
That's all right. I turned the laser on at the wrong time anyway. It's okay.
Well, if you were doing James Sean Connery, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
like
not an easy one. Not easy.
Like before the show started, I was like, John, I don't know if I could do this accent thing. It's coming out weird, and it sounded fine.
Well, it's your interpretation of Bond. So maybe you did a Scottish Bond.
I mean, I know Connery's Scottish, but
it's your
I
own,
guess subconsciously.
But it's not like you're not trying to essentially like just copy it, right? You can do your own spin on things.
I guess.
So
oh man,
wherever you want it to be.
It was the one time I could use a stupid British accent and not have everyone hate me for being really annoying.
It's okay, John. Ed was good.
Hey,
yeah, dude.
It was what it was. No, and I didn't give you a good night, Mr. Bond, so we overlapped on the best line of the whole thing, I think, is, do you expect me to die?
That's the
do you expect
part.
me to talk? No, I expect you to die.
That's like the most famous thing.
Hey, you know,
let's do it all over again. That's good stuff, man. It's fun.
Well, we'll see in the review. I'm trying to stay off book and look at the camera, so I don't see what. But it's nice to get that smoking jacket off.
Yeah, it's got to be warm out there, huh?
Yeah, it's 90.
Usual
and
stuff.
I turn the AC off when I'm on so that it's not conflicting.
Yeah. It was 80 till I turned the air conditioning on. I'd be dying. I'd smelt into a puddle.
All right, fair enough. Excellent work, gentlemen. It's a good time for everybody.
Thank you, Ed. That stuff you threw in there about the Facebook and whatnot, that was pretty great.
Well, it was, I wonder about espionage in this day of the computer. It's got to be tough to stay undercover. People
Seriously.
know where you are. GPS knows where your car has been. Paparazzi are everywhere.
Yeah.
How do people? I liked your answer though. Well, what's the good of being a secret agent if you can't, get some mileage out of it?
I think Bond gets a lot of mileage already. He doesn't need that stuff.
A little more.
He does pretty well for himself. I think,
But yeah, seriously, like this is what gets me about shows like. Have you ever seen Burn Notice?
Oh, I like Burn Notice.
Yeah, I like it. It's just, how does no one in the criminal community recognize Mike Weston yet? Like, he takes down everybody. Like, all you have to do is get a security video from any of the places he's taken down and just be like, that guy was there. Then watch the next, that guy was there. But, suspension of disbelief. It's a fun show.
Yeah, you'd think Miami would be a pretty small town for him by now.
Yeah.
He's very good at it.
Yeah.
So let's we're talking about movies today, Ed.
I heard some of it. Yeah, I heard a little bit during A Million Ways to Die in the West. Yeah, Western comedies, they're tough.
That's a tough combo. Tough combination.
Three Amigos hit it though, and what was it? Not Three Amigos.
Three Amigos?
Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Mel Brooks.
Blazing Saddles, John.
Blazing Saddles.
Come on, man.
That movie was amazing.
That was a long time ago, though. That was Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson. It's a break for him to do a comedy of any sort.
Oh, he's in that movie? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think he's probably playing the dark, angry cowboy character.
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Okay.
Please don't shoot us on sex night.
That's the one, the commercial all the time.
Yeah.
What I want to do is kind of throw some movies at you, some classic stuff.
Uh-huh.
And just if you have an opinion on them, just kind of, or experience seeing them or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or
let us
story
know
about
the story. Yeah, whatever you got. What do you say? Sounds good?
Sure.
All right, let's go way back.
Let's go way back.
A lot of people say this is the greatest film of all time.
Uh-huh.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
What are your thoughts on this film?
Orson Welles broke a lot of molds, yeah. That's, well, Citizen Kane is what film students study.
Yeah, still to this day?
Still to this day, yeah. He introduced a narrative element that was unique. The interviews to the people that remember Citizen Kane from when, and narrative element, point of view, camera shots. It was a lot of stuff that hadn't been seen before. The Mercury Theater was where Orson Welles came out of with that War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Radio announcement that had everyone shocked. They thought we were really under invasion.
Uh-huh.
So, he's from a theater background, so he thinks a little more freely, a little more, he's not bound, wasn't as bound by formula.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the greatest film ever? Like some people will say.
Yeah,
or should we? Is there even a point to judge things like that? Does there need to be a best ever? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of impact. It's a it's a matter of innovation. It was certainly all of those things at the time. Compare it to The Godfather or I don't know what else. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Then you're talking other.
There's so many different genres. There's different time periods. You can't really.
Yeah, Spielberg was a great movie maker.
Yeah. Well, you brought it up, Godfather. What about that one? Did you see that like in the theater when it came out new and everything?
Yeah.
What was that like to go to see that?
And yeah, well, everyone thought my father looked like the Godfather.
Yeah.
He was a robust Italian with a little mustache, and
Marlon Brando, he did.
Kind of an intimidating-looking guy, yeah. But no, The Godfather was a great film. It was a great book.
Right.
And Coppola did a wonderful job with it.
Brando, he was my son. He's headstrong. He's just headstrong. I don't know. You come to my house and you want me to do this favor, but you ever ask me for a cup of coffee or come to your house? Why should I do this thing?
He auditioned in his bathrobe and he stuffed cotton in his cheeks, came down the stairs, Coppola. Yeah.
That was it.
He just came down like that?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude had guts.
And, well, it's rumored that he had his lines written all over the set.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care,
Does that go on at all? Have you seen people do that? The lines ever written on things, and does that happen?
I have seen, I worked with one guy, an aging actor, who had a lot of things written on his cuffs.
Oh, jeez.
And because that was an easy place to look, but line retention is one of the easiest. That's the easiest thing an actor has to do.
Right. Yeah.
Remember his lines, but there'll be a day, I'm sure, where maybe I'll have trouble. I've gone up on them once that I recall. I just totally went up on them.
Yeah.
And until the other actress said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're lost. I'm going off stage to get our book."
Oh.
Oh, during a show this happened?
Performance, yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
We just and so I just stood there. It'll just be a moment. We'll get back to it, and people said, "We didn't know you were lost," until she said that.
Yeah, well, how would they know, right?
We were searching for where we were in the script.
Yeah.
But we were getting further and further away from it. So that only happened once. Once I remember having to go to the bathroom so badly that I knew I had to leave the stage. And so I asked the other actor, "Where is the facility? I'll be right back." Just to let them know I'll be right back. But it was the trial, Kafka. And I was Joseph K. It was my nightmare or vision. So I'm on stage 100% of the time.
Wow.
So when he leaves, the other two actors just started whispering to each other. You know, and the people thought, well, you know, it's Kafka. You know,
so they just,
you never know.
Just tried to make it like a little surreal and creepy while they were waiting.
Yeah. I got back.
So let's go back to the 1970s. A lot of good stuff came out.
Yeah.
How about the Rocky movies? Rocky.
76.
Yeah.
Rocky, the original Rocky, was Best Picture, and I think, and I hear that it cost like
in the theater?
$250,000 to make.
Wow.
Wow.
250,000 to make Rocky.
Huh.
I saw it in a movie theater. I saw it on Snow Day, 1976. It was Snow Day.
Where'd you see it at?
It was in Chicago. I was doing Equus, and the show was called off because of the snow.
We're going to the movies.
That's rare. That's rare to call off a theater, to call off a show. You know, the show must go on.
That's right.
They called off the show, and I and a couple of others went to a nice restaurant, and then we went to see Rocky. And yeah.
Not a bad way to spend an evening.
Rousing, yeah.
When you watch something like that, do you know like this is an all-time classic at the time? Like, you know immediately like this is an all-time movie.
I think I knew when I saw Rocky that this is going to be noticed. This is going to win awards or something, or this will be copied.
Right. Oh, it was, of course.
And instead of being copied, it just went on, you know, through Rocky V, and then Rocky Balboa, and I think that was the last.
Then it got crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you see like for that time period a Taxi Driver with De Niro?
Yeah.
How about that one? That's something, huh?
You talking to me? You talking to me? I don't see anybody else here. You talking to me? Yeah, that was Robert De Niro and the model went on to do Moonlighting. What's her name?
I can't think of this one.
Yeah.
I bailed OJ out a few times tonight. I can't think of this though.
I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm terrible at actors.
Damn, I'm sorry.
All right, it's okay. It's not.
She had that series Moonlighting.
Yeah.
With,
look it up
Bruce
quickly,
Willis. That was his big breakout.
IMDb that Taxi Driver. How about Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now. How about that one?
Yeah, that was very impactful.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. There you go. Well, she was in that movie. She might be the one you're thinking of.
She was the hooker in Taxi Driver.
Who else was in it, John?
The other people in Taxi Driver.
Harvey Keitel.
Frank Adu. Diane Abbott. Did I click the right one? No, this is the right one. Peter Boyle. De Niro, Brenda Dixon, Jodie Foster, Nat Grant, Garth Avery. A lot of these folks. I could swear we named the Victor Argo.
Okay, fair enough.
Apocalypse Now. I don't think I'll ever hear a helicopter again without thinking of that movie.
Oh,
Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah, the opening of that with. And the soundtrack was from The Doors. This is the end, my old.
Oh yeah, yep.
Amazing soundtrack. That movie. I mean, we went over that a ton in high school because they all had us read Heart of Darkness.
Really?
And then they had us watch that movie. That was messed.
What the hell class was this?
English.
I didn't do that.
What were you reading, John?
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe I didn't show up that day. I don't know. I didn't watch Apocalypse Now in school. I don't think I did that. That was some kind of good classic.
Like these are classics to you, but during my lifetime they were like they were fresh out. They were hits.
They were the movies of the day.
So it's interesting to hear from you what is now considered classic from my generation. And
I've seen as many of them as I can. You know, I tried to watch it as much as I could. You know. If you like movies, you should definitely do that. It's all just great stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff people watch now is all based on things that came before, obviously. So You kind of get to see the progression of what happened, you know. And sometimes things get worse, you know. You're like, wow, things are really good at this point. What happened?
Yeah, right.
You know? So you get to see a lot. You get to see a lot of things, you know.
What else do you remember as a classic?
Star Wars.
How old were you when A Clockwork Orange came out?
Oh gosh.
Negative something. When did it come?
Really? 72?
Yeah, I was born 11 years later, Ed. But I saw, like, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was. Oh my.
I've seen 2001. I've seen all that stuff.
I actually haven't seen 2001.
Dr. Strangelove. We used to watch that.
Dr. Strangelove.
I've seen all the stuff, you know.
That was one of my favorites. Yeah.
That's. I must
confess. Peter Sellers, one of my favorite actors.
That's the kind of thing they don't make anymore, like that kind of movie. You don't see that, man.
No.
You know, it's like off the wall, but it's also has a point to it.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
And it's also like a commentary on society at the same time as being, batshit crazy, and you don't really see stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, people were trying stuff. Like you go to that time, people were trying stuff, right? People were throwing stuff up in the air, see what happened. They were just making things.
Yeah, there was an
explosion. There was an explosion of creativity. Where I think now things are much more like, oh, this is how it's done. It's built like this. This is the things that happen, right?
Formulaic.
Right, there you go.
I feel like
Catch-22 was another good anti-war film. Well, that was the era, that was anti-war stuff. But Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, I don't think was a book ever. I think it was written as a screenplay. Catch-22 was a book, a novel. Joseph Heller.
It was, I've read the book. It's hilarious and awful.
Yeah.
It's a really funny book. It's sad and funny, and oh my gosh. Highly recommended.
Okay. How about
Rambo's Book Club? Get on that.
How about let's go. This is one everyone likes. Star Wars, Ed.
Star Wars.
Did you see it when it came out?
Yes, I did. What did
you think?
What year was that? Was that
77-ish? I don't know. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
You remember hearing about it first? People, how did it happen? People talk about it. You saw the commercials. How did you know it was coming?
Oh well, I was a sci-fi fan then,
Okay.
And I didn't go nuts for Star Wars the way a lot of people did. I'm not sure why. I was sort of serious about. Well, it wasn't science fiction to me. I was more interested in extraterrestrials. I liked not E.T., but what was it?
Was it an alien movie?
Not Alien.
No, Predator.
But it was also a Spielberg movie.
I
think. Close Encounters.
Yes.
Yeah, Close Encounters kind of took that subject seriously.
Yeah.
Even had Alan Hynek in it, who was one of the scientists whose job initially was to explain sightings, you know. And he said that when he found himself saying this was a case of swamp gas, he said, even I couldn't believe that. So he kind of went over to the other side thinking that extraterrestrials may well in fact be visiting. That was a whole period of Chariots of the Gods, and,
Star Wars is very different than those movies, though. It's just more about
the... it was fiction.
Yeah,
and it was just great fun.
Right.
It was great fun. Yeah, but I was in a serious mode with extraterrestrial.
So this is not serious enough for me.
So it wasn't serious enough.
Did you see them all though? Did you get into it more as time went on? Did you see all the three movies?
I didn't follow it as a series.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
That's all right. I liked the first Harry Potter movie, but I didn't follow those either.
I didn't see any of them ever, so don't worry about
it. They're not bad.
Or the Lord of the Rings, the original Lord of the Rings I saw, but didn't follow that series.
Did you read the books?
Yeah, I remember reading the Tolkien trilogy in college. It was escape, nice escape.
Right. Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Although.
But we're talking movies.
We're talking movies here. Okay. Let's go to Hitchcock. Let's go back.
Hitchcock. Love Hitchcock.
What did Hitchcock bring to cinema? What did he do?
Suspense.
What did he change?
Suspense. The master of suspense. He had an interesting theory that you could take a lot of mediocre mystery movies and make them good suspense movies just by adding 5 minutes to the beginning, showing the crime, showing the murder, showing the theft, whatever.
Huh.
Because then you can appreciate when the good guy is close to the bad guy.
Right.
You could, with Hitchcock, Psycho, and Rear Window is probably one of the best movies ever. Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. He brought suspense, his timing, and his camera angles, his shots. I remember one shot in a movie called Frenzy. A woman is being strangled. And you're close on the scene, and she's starting to scream, and then the camera backs out of the room, backs through the door, backs down the stairs, and down several stairways, out the front door, across the street. The dolly shot that the setup for that must have been amazing. But little by little, you realized how isolated and helpless that murder taking place was.
Huh.
It was a powerful shot. He did a lot of dolly shots, a lot of dolly
Camera
track.
angle adds to the emotion.
Yeah. The birds. What an idea! Great idea.
Right.
Tippi Hedren. Yeah. And there was no conclusion on that. There was just them, the good guys, driving off that cape, driving off the island. But the birds were still hanging out. They didn't resolve that issue.
Yeah, I highly recommend. There's a collection out there right now with Hitchcock movies. I think it's probably like $30. It's got a bunch of them in it. It's on Blu-ray. I've seen it out there. I highly recommend people check that out if you like films and stuff like that. Is there any movie that you watch a lot? Do you have a certain movie that you'll put on maybe once a year or something, or it's like you always watch it?
Oh, well, It's a Wonderful Life comes on around Christmas every year, of course, and that's always watchable. Yeah. I mean, we mentioned some of them. The Godfather, I always watch when that comes on, or
Rocky's on a lot.
Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I always watch Liar Liar. It's always on, and Ed is in the movie, so I always watch up to the point where Ed's in it, or sometimes I'll put it on. It's past the point I'll be upset.
Oh, you missed it.
That's always on. It's always on.
What I had a day and a half on that movie. I had 2 lines. And,
it took that long?
It took that long only because Tom Shadyac and his DP got into a discussion, an argument over whose shoulder should this shot be done.
Wow!
And because the stairs were driving in a curve away, so they didn't know whether to shoot it this way or that. And I listened to this go on for a couple of hours, and I thought, you could have shot it both ways by now.
Yeah, well, I would think that would be the solution, right?
Well, John, you and I have had a similar argument, right?
Sometimes OJ I'll be in the middle of doing it. You should do this, and I'm like, oh man, okay, what do you want me to do? And sometimes he's right though. Sometimes you need that
extra
the other eyeballs, But that's,
do you know
that's interesting.
You know the actor Michael Keaton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah. That's who the writers had in mind for that role instead of Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Really? I can see that.
They were thinking of Michael Keaton, it would have been a much different movie if you think of it.
A lot less slapstick, huh?
Not so much slapstick.
Well, Jim Carrey's.
Well, he was Beetlejuice, so he could do that. He could do anything after that.
That's true. I forgot about Beetlejuice. I was just thinking of.
You can do anything. Yeah. After you're Beetlejuice, you can do any role. That's just how it is. All right, fair enough, man. That's a good movie discussion. Very interesting. I want to ask you some questions. People have some questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So, first one is from our buddy Serafix. He says, being a big fan of mythology myself, I was curious to know if you had any favorite pantheons or religions of the past. Which ones do you find most interesting and why? Personally, I find Egyptian and Norse mythology to be interesting since they seem to focus heavily on death. The latter also valuing combat and dying in combat to the point where that is almost all they do in the afterlife. Do you also have any creation myths that you're fond of? Wow.
Whoa, that's a
Heavy
pretty
stuff.
intense question.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Favorite religions of the past. I was brought up Catholic, and I kind of enjoyed that faith. I think it was the theatrics of it, the stained glass, the vestments, the incense and candles, and I was an altar boy until I saw the choir walk in, and I thought, wow, now those are cool robes. Yeah, I think I'll join the choir, and they get to sit in the loft, so I joined the choir. But eventually, I kind of gravitated toward polytheism, religions that had a variety of gods. Native Americans do, for example.
Those are the most fun.
Yeah,
most different characters. It's like a show.
Right. There is a Mother Earth and a Father Sky. And I always liked that analogy, for men and women. Women, I think, being more practical and all about sustenance and nutrition and Mother Earth, all of that. And the sky is all whimsy and hope and dreams. I think that applies to men and women, Mother Earth and Father Sky. And then within it, you have all these totems, all these other animals. Anything with a spirit can be worshipped. And the Egyptian religion, focus on death. That's true. They put a lot of concentration on that, providing the boat that they would ride in when they got to the other side, and all the belongings, and
not the jars.
There's a difference between religion and spirit and being spiritual.
Right.
But
like the Greek mythology, the Zeus and.
Oh yeah, the mythology, the 4 ages of man. You learn about the Roman gods and the Greek gods, and
Would it be ironic if you die and then all of a sudden it's like Zeus is there? Like that was the thing all along.
Hades is like
Hades
hi.
and Zeus, Athena, like that was the real one. You're like, oh my god, I'm so close.
It was the winter Persephone's right there. You're just like, oh, I'm sorry about that.
Like, yeah, we sent our guy Hercules down there. He's down there doing stuff. You should have known. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a coin for the ferryman? No. Well, looks like you're not going anywhere.
No, whatever you believe in is where you'll go when you pass away.
Wow, that's a great statement there.
That'll be
that's something.
Your heaven will be your heaven.
Oh, wow.
And what I didn't like about Catholicism was the concentration on hell. The punishing.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
I once wrote a paper from the point of view of a defense attorney who wanted to reopen the case against Adam and Eve, calling it a case of entrapment.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might have even mentioned that to you, because I remember the priests didn't know what to do about it because they thought it was a well-written paper, but on the other hand, it was heresy. So
they're like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah. Should we expel him, excommunicate him, or turn him into a priest?
You went to the Catholic school?
Huh?
You went to Catholic school?
Yeah. Till college.
Which school was this? And
I went to Fordham Prep in the Bronx.
What about what about high school? Which one was this?
That was high school. Fordham
Prep. Okay.
Prep,
what
on
about
190th Street? That's the name of the song that is 190th Street. My friend, the song that I would like to do.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Because my friend Fuzzy and I both were in Fordham Prep, which was on 190th Street in the Bronx.
Yeah. Did you want to do a song today?
Yeah, I thought I'd give this a whack, since
Let's do it now, then.
You
brought it up. Let's do it now, because you brought up it fits in with the segue here.
It fits into the segue.
Yeah,
right?
It does.
We were 15 at the time, and for some reason, Fuzzy noticed this guy on our campus who was some kind of maintenance or groundskeeper or something, and just took a liking to the guy and wondered about him, and he wrote the words to this, and I wrote the music, the lyric, the chords. With a well-sharpened pencil to sharpen the mind, and a puzzling puzzle from yesterday's times. It's a very short walk from 189 to 190th Street. With the faces and names that he keeps in his head, and a list of the minds and the books that he's read. It's a day in the life of the life that he's led on 190th Street. Then he sits on the park bench and sighs as he watches time passing him by. The remorse, the regret that he cannot forget, and her eyes when she told him goodbye. With a heart full of woe that he keeps to himself, and the life of his book that remains on the shelf. It's a very long walk for a man of his health to 190th Street. So with apologies to Fuzzy.
Yeah. Original song, awesome, man.
That's the only song I ever had a part in writing.
That's a fun one, man.
Blues lyrics, but
send me the chords on that.
It's a.
I'll do a cover or something.
It's a sad little ditty.
Yeah, I like that.
And the life of his book that remains. Sorry, Fuzzy.
Why you apologize?
I was on the spot, though, Fuzz. I was on the spot.
Really good. What'd you think, John?
That was pretty nice.
Yes, John.
I want to hear more.
Ed, play it again. We're gonna do the Bond again, and we're gonna do the song again. Go ahead.
No, you don't want to hear that again.
That was excellent. That was really good.
It was catchy.
We thank you, sir. Well, it's recorded now, so we listen to it as many times as we want. See?
That's a really good point.
That's how it works.
That's a scary thought.
Just loop it all night. Yeah, right on.
Any other questions?
Of course, yes. Let's go. This is from Madhead Productions. Is getting into the entertainment industry hard? Yes. What are the things you may? What are the things you may have to do?
Well, what first comes to mind is the old joke that the tourist in Manhattan who says, who asks, "How do you get to Carnegie Hall?" And the local says, "Practice, practice, practice."
Yeah.
Are
there things you have to do? Yes, suffer.
Suffer.
That's one of them.
Yeah. Keep a handle on your ambition. Although ambition, you see, I remember during my training. We kept a journal and we could hand it in to our professor. My professor was John Edwards. He was my mentor. He taught me most of what I know. And I remember writing in my journal, like in the second semester of my freshman year. So, do you think I have what it takes to make this a profession? Do you think I have what it takes to be a professional? And he wrote in the margin. He said, "You have the raw materials, a good voice." Grace of movement, an understanding. The question is, how ambitious are you?
Whoa.
That's what he put. That's what he wrote.
Huh.
You have to want this. You have to really want this, and you have to be dedicated, and you have to, go through some sacrifice and training, and But if you love what you do, if you love it, then you're all right. You're all right. Passion. Keep your passion for it alive.
Right.
Train. Train. Go to a school if you can afford to get training from someone who's, has the experience and the know-how. If you can't get training from a school, then join a local theater company. And just log hours on the stage. Get comfortable on the stage. Stage training is the best. And then you can adjust it to the camera, just in terms of size. That's the first thing I did when I got to Hollywood, was get a camcorder, set it up on my coffee table, and I did some of my theater monologues. And I could see how it had to be toned down. I had to get internal. I had to get smaller, more subtle.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
It's Good answer. This is from Nazis versus Elephants. That's his name.
Okay.
He says, Ed, have you got into computer games at all? Do you think you would enjoy playing them?
Computer games.
You do the voices on several of them.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to play one?
That was my experience with them. Yeah, the first one I played was Diablo 2. It's like circa 2000.
Yeah, probably. So I don't know.
Around 2000 something, early 2000s. Yeah.
And when I got a copy of it, I wanted to play it to see to evaluate my work in it as Tyrael the Angel. And it took me, I don't know how many weeks to get to my character.
Yeah.
Because he kind of arrives late on the scene, and I'm slow to learn these things. And by the time I got to him, I was kind of hooked on playing the rest of it through and seeing, how it all evolved. But it was so time consuming. When I got to World of Warcraft, doing Malfurion Stormrage, and they gave me a copy, I thought, no way. I'm not getting involved in this again.
Well, we got to get you a new computer if you're going to play some games.
Yeah, I do. I did enjoy Grand Theft Auto. That's not a computer game, though. That was a PlayStation 2 game.
Okay. You played some of that?
Huh?
You played that one?
I played I played Grand Theft Auto. My brother-in-law gave it to me, and my daughter liked playing it too.
Yeah.
And she was very good at it.
Yeah. All right, so you had some experience.
Yeah, some experience. Yeah. The only other one I may have played, I played Ghost Recon. I played a soldier.
Oh wow, that's a random one.
Oh wow, yeah. So very different from the other ones you mentioned.
Very different, yeah.
Did you did you get into Nintendo, like the mid '80s when Nintendo came out with Mario and all that? You were busy. No. You were doing stuff.
Oh, there was an Atari game that I played called Space Cadet.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And you could switch back and forth between like an overview of your spaceship protecting the space stations, or you could switch to inside the cockpit.
Right.
And what I liked about that game was that it had an end. If you successfully defended all the space stations, it played this song, and you were done. It was over. There wasn't another level. There wasn't another. You were done.
So back in the '80s, we were doing MacGyver episodes. You didn't have time for the Nintendo. That's what was going on.
Right.
It's true, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. This is from Not Goku. Hello there, mighty one, the wise one, Mr. Trotta. I could not believe when you said you were the voice of Malfurion in Hearthstone. My head almost exploded. I play Hearthstone a lot. Not to brag or anything, but I have 98% of the cards in Hearthstone currently. Anyways, my question is, why are you so awesome? And what are you working on now? If you could voice any character from any movies or games, who would you like to voice over the most?
So this guy is playing Hearthstone. Well, that's great because I don't know how Malfurion Stormrage is doing in it, or how much fun it is to play Stormrage in it. It's a card game.
Do you know anything about this?
I haven't played it. My friend said it was fun though.
Yeah.
I told him to play as Malfurion.
Yeah. It's interesting that people didn't know that people that watch the show and see you on it were playing the game. They didn't realize that was you. Did they do a lot of voice modulation or something, or you just maybe wouldn't?
No, Malfurion is the least altered of all the voices that I've done. I've done Isual and Tyrael, and Isual sounds sort of like this.
Wow.
And Tyrael has this echo going over, but Malfurion Stormrage is the closest to my natural voice of the character.
Let's hear some Malfurion Stormrage, if you don't mind.
Earth, forgive those who have assaulted thee. I will defend thee with all that needs be done.
Wow.
I'm just making that up, but that's
it.
He's very connected to Mother Earth. He's very connected to. He's a night elf druid.
Okay.
He's very nature driven, You know, they don't let me even keep the pages after I read them.
Oh wow!
How much time do you have with the pages before you do the lines? You get like a couple hours or something? None. Here it is. No. Go. That's it.
There it is. Last time I went, I had 35 pages. It was like over 200 lines.
Do you get to read it once before you say it, or you just have to say it and here you go for the first time?
Well, they're all very simple. They're all non sequiturs, you know.
So it's all like a couple sentences each.
So you give them you give them 3 times. You know, if my power ring is fading, you say my power ring is fading. My power ring is fading. My power ring is fading.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you notes, and you'll do it maybe 3 more times.
Different.
They've actually
saying it. Yes.
There's actually there's a Hearthstone website that has all the quote, like I think 20 or 30 quotes from Alfurian Stormrage on it, including audio. I think so, yeah.
I made up a couple while I was there for Hearthstone because I knew it was a card game. So while between takes, I said, what to do? They said, "Oh, we like that. That's a good one. We'll keep that one in."
Do you have to like prepare for the character at all, or you just go right into it now? Do you have to go, okay, I'm doing Alfurian. Do I have to kind of like get into this? What does he do? What does he sound like? Do you have to kind of search for it sometimes, or you just know?
Well, they put the headphones on me and give me a little.
They get you into it,
like things we did the last time, just to get me into that.
Oh wow, okay.
Framework. But it's not much. It's not much of a shift to go into Storm Rage.
Yeah, he's kind of like how you are in real life. He's similar to you, your own personality, maybe.
I relate to him. You know.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I was just joking, but that's cool.
Like I said, like we was talking at one point, you know, that acting starts out as pretending to be other people, but little by little, as you really hit your stride, acting is really about being yourself.
Yeah.
Bringing up the truths of who you are, because the character is written in black and white in the lines. So whenever you play any character, you kind of morph with it, you meld with it, as if that's the objective.
Becomes part of you.
Great, as if I were Sherlock Holmes.
Right. Actually, we got a question. We got 2 more questions. Try to finish them off before we say goodbye.
Okay.
This is in regards to Sherlock Holmes. It's from that blue fluffy dude. Last time you were on the show, you talked about playing Sherlock Holmes and how you like to play roles almost like they're stereotypes. Some of the things you explained about Sherlock Holmes really got me thinking about Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal of the character. Have you watched the BBC Sherlock show? If so, what do you think of Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal of the character?
Benedict Cumberbatch. I have not seen him play Sherlock Holmes, no. The BBC did a series with Jeremy Brett as Holmes. And I thought Jeremy Brett was terrific. He was like my favorite since, Basil Rathbone was the first Holmes for me on television. So he became definitive. And when I played him, basically I researched the Strand magazine and the pictures of him. And I shaved my hairline to be like him. And I, tried to think mechanically. And there's very interesting stuff in The Study in Scarlet when Watson would question Holmes about astronomy and explain, no, Holmes, the Earth goes around the sun, And Holmes says, thank you. Now that I know that, I'll do my best to forget it. Because it's taking up space in the attic of my brain. And there's only so much space up there. I need useful information.
Right.
Things like that you incorporate as a sort of subtext. About being stereotypical, there are some characters, like Sherlock Holmes, like Dracula, that I don't think you want to make it your own. I think you want to try to satisfy an image, an expectation, and be what you imagine the audience is hoping for. Because they'll give that to you and as you enter, and it's just up to you not to blow it.
Right.
I go for stereotype on characters that are legendary or historic.
Can't mess with those too much.
Yeah.
Give Sherlock Holmes a very high-pitched voice or something, and people get upset.
When you examine the lower part of that watch case, you will notice it is not only dented in 2 places, but it is cut and marked all over from the habit of keeping other hard objects, such as coins or keys, in the same pocket. Surely it is no great feat to assume that a man who treats a 50-guinea watch so cavalierly must be a careless man. He examines this watch as a challenge from Watson, and he tells him everything about its owner. Look at the inner case, which contains the keyhole. Look at the scratches all round the hole, marks where the key has slipped. What sober man's key could have scored those grooves? But you'll never see a drunkard's watch without it. He winds it at night and leaves these traces of his unsteady hand. Where is the mystery in all this? Oh, you're right, Holmes. It's as clear as day. You know, if you follow, that's what Holmes is about, bedazzlement. You know,
yeah.
He makes these predictions or these conclusions, and then when he explains how, it makes perfect sense. You wonder, why didn't I see that?
Yeah, the BBC version of the new Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch, it takes place, in modern times. He does the same thing except instead of a watch, it's a cell phone.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's interesting because they kind of update it. Like, they don't follow the exact original plots and whatnot, but they update them a bit. It's pretty interesting how they do it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, there's the TV series. What do they call? What is it called?
Sherlock.
Sherlock.
It's called Sherlock.
Yeah, that's the BBC one.
There's a couple of ones going on right
Lucy Liu plays Watson.
Elementary.
Yeah.
Elementary.
That's Elementary.
There's like several different Sherlock Holmes series is going at the same time.
What's interesting about that, though, is that apparently Benedict Cumberbatch plays Sherlock Holmes in Sherlock, but the fellow who plays Sherlock Holmes in Elementary, they both did a run of Frankenstein where they alternated. One would play Frankenstein and the other would play the monster, and then they'd switch for the next play.
Wow.
They went back and forth.
They're both Sherlocks.
Cool. Yeah, weird how that works out, huh?
Yeah, that's what Richard Burton and Peter O'Toole used to do with the play.
I'm lost on this one, Ed. You're going to have to pull this on your own.
I know, I'm on my own with this one.
This is outside of my realm, man.
King Henry II, and the title of the play is The Other Character. But anyway, they used to switch characters.
Huh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kid?
Who?
I don't know. I just did a search and
Jodie Foster.
It came up with a movie they were in. Oh well.
Okay, fair enough. Ed, we got one more question for you, sir, and then we're out of questions. People gotta fill it back up. So this is from JD. He says, "What's your favorite foreign film, and why?" Godzilla. How about Godzilla? How's it going?
About the original Godzilla?
Oh, the original Godzilla is great, man.
The original Godzilla was foreign film. It was Japanese, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in Japanese.
With the guy who played Perry Mason. What's that actor's name?
I think that was added in. There was like an American version where they added in some American actors, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
But like the very first original Godzilla was just, just Japanese, all Japanese people in it.
Well, I like Kurosawa.
Okay.
I like Kurosawa. He did The Seven Samurai, which became later on The Magnificent Seven.
A lot of things are based off that.
He did some great, epic battle. He was like the Asian Cecil B. DeMille. And foreign films, La Belle de Jour introduced us to Catherine Deneuve. And that was... you know who I liked was Ingmar Bergman. I liked Hour of the Wolf and the Swedish films.
Swedish films?
Swedish, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know many of those.
Oh, and now I'm thinking of The Exorcist because Max von Sydow was Ingmar Bergman's favorite leading actor, and Max von Sydow was in Exorcist. And I'm thinking of that as a classic, from my generation. made from the novel, but also very, scary film.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign films. I don't know if I answered.
Did you ever
that
get into
question.
any like the martial arts, like the Bruce Lee stuff? Or
Oh, I love Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Enter the Dragon and
Yeah.
Fists of Fury and
Chinese Connection.
Yeah. He was marvelous. And it's too bad that he didn't get to play. You know, it was his idea. Kung Fu was his idea. That
Right.
David Carradine.
White guy gets it.
Too bad.
Figures.
It was Kato. You got that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's something, but it's not quite the same.
The show was only on, I think, one season. I think Green Hornet lasted.
Yeah.
That's it?
I'm getting into watching. I told Ed before. I've been watching a lot of the '60s Batman and Green Hornet. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just throwing that out. There's talking to Ed earlier today about that.
Yeah, the Adam West Batman was a great series.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It was great fun because it was tongue in cheek. You know.
Yeah.
Biff, bam, boom kind of stuff. And,
the reason I like to watch is because I feel like I could do a lot of the things they did.
Mm-hmm.
So I watch a lot of like the fights and the way it's filmed and stuff. Because it's like it's almost like okay, I could kind of take from that. Because the other stuff is so over the top and you need so much equipment.
Yeah.
And it's so involved that we don't have a lot of that. So a lot of it comes from the '60s Batman style, right?
Yeah, I prefer when things were less special effecty. You know, less and less computer generated stuff, less CGI.
It's a little excessive nowadays.
You know, you can be cinematic. You can have special effects and be cinematic with it, not computer oriented. And I prefer that. That's one of the reasons I like Rod Serling's work. He was always experimenting with how to use the camera.
Yeah, I guess.
Create effects.
Yeah.
And.
So many great minds, that's what we kind of talking about today. So many great people over the years,
Yeah.
Amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I mean, that's why that's what I just want to say. That's one of the great things about being in the age of the recorded medium, because you can really pass a lot of stuff on that might have otherwise been noticed by people now, but not noticed by people hundreds of years, tens of years and hundreds of years from now.
That's right.
Well, we've been recording since the 20s.
Yeah.
The first talkie came out in 27. The Jazz Singer, that was the first talkie, and I guess, and people thought, this is this flash in the pan. Vaudeville will never die. And all those vaudeville houses, they turned into movie houses.
Yeah. It's the way things go.
But then you see William Frawley, who was a vaudeville guy, and he shows up as Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy.
Right.
Abbott and Costello were vaudevillians and got their own TV show. Some, made the transition. Some didn't.
If you've got the ability, you're gonna survive in any medium, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you got the ambition, Ed, like you spoke about.
The ambition, that's right.
It's all about the ambition.
Because if you're ambitious, then you'll be passionate. You'll be competitive. You'll be, you'll take that skill.
Sometimes the ambition can make up for your lack of skills. In some cases.
I certainly hope so. In my case.
Well, it'll make you want to learn those skills. Stage combat was one of my favorite classes to take because it was really clean. A fight either sold or it didn't. So I took hand to hand, sword and dagger, and rapier.
Wow.
And I enjoyed it tremendously. David Leong was my instructor in that, and now he's a head of the University of Virginia, UVA theater department. But he staged combat on Broadway, and in Man of La Mancha, we had a stage combat that was a showstopper. I was fighting with my lance with a bowl over my head, and never mind. Now I'm just reminiscing.
Right on. All right, we got to roll it out, man. We're going big time overtime today. It's great. I mean, enjoying it. We'll have you on next month again if you'll Do his thing.
Well, next time. I heard at the beginning that you were going to take a kind of a hiatus.
Yeah, we'll be back in 3 weeks, so it's not too bad.
Okay. Well, that's one of the reasons I decided to do 190th Street today.
Yeah.
Because I thought I wouldn't have another chance.
Yeah.
For a
well,
while.
there's many chances to come at. This is going to last. The show's going to run for 50 years. You will make several thousand appearances.
Yes. Okay.
All right, everybody. Right. So make sure you follow Ed on Twitter, Ed_Trotta, at Ed_Trotta on Twitter. Ed Trotta fan club, Facebook. I'm the president. I am a member as well. Not only the president, I'm also a member. There you go.
That's right.
That was the old hair club for men thing, I think, right?
Yeah, it was.
So, Ed, thank you, sir. Cannot thank you enough.
Hey, nice visiting with you guys. Always.
I love Soul Keeper, man. I love seeing you in it.
Okay.
It's so weird to see, like, in the movie. It's crazy. And then I'm going to get the Van Damme movie. And I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Desert Heat. Okay. Take care.
Have a great night.
Talk to you later, dude.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Woo. Marathon show tonight.
Yeah, we're going a little longer because we're
not going to be around for a while.
We're not going to be around for a while, and also the first hour was pretty pitiful of this program today.
Oh, come on.
Ed, of course, made up for it. No, it's okay. I mean, sometimes, this is what this is, Sometimes it's up and down sometimes, right?
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Mostly just flying, man. We don't have scripts or nothing, or...
Nope.
Strange, very strange stuff. A strange individual that we've made contact with on the phone today.
But you're yummy, John. That's what the internet said.
It was almost like I was weird on the voicemail, so he was like, I got to come back at him with something weird, right?
Yep.
So now it's just like a battle. I haven't gotten anything since.
That's good.
Earlier today, but he did actually. He sent me a photo of the ad the guy made.
Yeah.
So I did get that. Let me see if I can get that. Let's take a look. It's from Stratford.
Oh gosh, that's near me.
The Coral Reef in Stratford. And yeah, it's in Newtown. The guy that sold the dog.
Yeah.
Adorable, great personality, homebred, with floppy ears and healthy. All shots. $395. It was in Newtown, Connecticut, and the phone number was indeed one number off of mine, which the guy was being truthful about.
Lovely.
And now here is the person who responded to them. I don't want to give their info out, but they're basically like, yeah, this is my address, and I want to see them. It's like a forum kind of deal?
Yes.
Wow.
Dang, man, you can't trust anybody these days.
Yeah, it's very. There's like a pug mafia out there or something. So
that fellow was rather pugnacious.
I want those pugs to turn on the master for doing that.
They're going to turn that guy who texted you into a pugilist.
No, not him. The guy that was selling the
right.
bootleg pugs, the bastards that we talked about.
Yes.
I gotta do the art, man. Do you want to go? Do you have to go?
Pence.
Or do you want to?
I need to use the bathroom.
You can step out if you need to step out. Say goodbye to everybody and go, and I'll finish it off.
Aw, I feel bad. Just run through it.
I gotta go through each one because we forgot. There's actually a lot of pieces because last week we forgot to do the art.
All right. Well,
can you see it at all, or you can't even see it?
I can't see it.
All right. Well, just go with the flow. Our first one is from Mr. Rob Zombie, who I haven't heard from in quite some time. But he's back. He's the person that made the, if you go to my Twitter page, the great collage, where it's my face and all the different things that have to do with the show and whatnot, with the pyramid and all that. He's the creator of that, of course. He made this one. This is our new thing when we make calls on the phone. Please be patient. Info needed. There you go. Wonderful. This is from Moo2. Is a young lady reading a Glamour magazine, which of course has young OJ on the cover, as he was voted pulpiest person of the year.
That is my blessing and my curse.
Do you think that could ever happen, that you're on a Glamour magazine and a young lady wants to read about you?
Oh, I can imagine many.
Be honest about it. Could this happen? Do you see this as a possibility in your life?
Someday.
Are you being serious or are you just saying that?
Dude, anything is possible. I think that I could eventually, not that shot of me, but I could eventually get on that magazine.
That's very good. I like to hear that from you. I like to hear some confidence from you.
I'm glamorous.
I think you are.
Thank you.
Mutu once again is a gentleman doing a pencil drawing of Mr. Ed Trotta. Wonderful. To show that to Ed. This comes to us from Bushi. Do you remember the South Park episode where all the men were bouncing on their balls down the sidewalk?
Oh, no.
It is that, but it is all me.
Oh, okay.
There's a South Park me, but there's also other me's.
Yeah, that's you.
You like me, don't you? Seeing me like that.
Oh, of course I like you.
This is from Bushi. This must be in regards from last week's show where we tried to see if Morph was in the movie. He's in the movie now. This is Morph Days of Future Past. And what's interesting is Morph, like, there is no past version, really, because he could change his shape. So, the past one is the current one, and the future one, Morph is forever. You like Morph.
Forever Morph. Forever Morph.
Forever Morph. This is from Bushi, okay? He tried to go to the StayBallsy.com at his school. And this came up, and he took a picture of it. This content has been blocked because it does not comply with the acceptable usage policy. It contains pornography.
There's none of that.
Is there pornography on the StayBallsy.com?
Nope.
There is some elephants in the intros.
Yeah, but that's not really porn.
No, it's elephants and it's beautiful. It's pugs. This is from Mutu, I believe. I believe it's from Mutu. It's a young lady. She's reading The Show magazine. And this is obviously a photoshopped and false thing because, as you see in the back cover, there was an advertisement and there was no one, no company, no man or woman on this planet that would ever sponsor or help us in any way. So that's how you know
I did manage
yes.
to get the stream loaded. I will say that he did a good job with the reflection. That's cool.
Yeah, right on. Panasonic, they're not going to sponsor us.
No.
He just says no.
No, we're going to get Sony or Microsoft.
We don't want them. Then we got to give all their games great reviews, which we'll do, but it's just annoying to have to talk.
We'll give them 3 kumquats out of potato.
This is from Snide in regards to 2 weeks ago on the show, which I thought was a very good episode, in which I talked about my kindergarten teacher yelling at me because it was only supposed to be red, and I got this. It was basically that. Like, see what that It's actually giving me like flashbacks. I'm actually like kind of having trouble breathing. Like heart's going. Oh, I'm serious. Like because that apple is exactly what I had a freaking. And it was basically that, but it was blank. Obviously, she's like, color it in, and then I did like a whole design similar to this, and it was red, only red, yelling at my face as a small child.
Yeah, way to encourage creativity, lady.
Right.
Or dude.
This is from Mutu. It is entitled Rambo is Beautiful. It is a moving picture show. Several photos of my face that people at home can masturbate to if they want while we're away. What? This is from Mutu as well.
Nice.
The show 128 that was last week, we were supposed to show it, but we didn't because we screwed up.
Oh, it was a power of 2.
We forgot the art. But it's like a cityscape, and there's like it's a window with some moisture on it, and then someone wrote the show number 128.
That's pretty.
On the window. I think OJ did it. He's going to go to jail for that. Iron Juice. OJ is Iron Man. Maybe someday?
Hey! Just build me a suit, buddy.
Okay. I'll do it.
I'm glowing.
Very nice. This is episode 7, where I am a Jedi. Or a Sith, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what I am.
That'll depend on your.
Would you take a role? You would take a role in the episode 7?
If I was offered, yeah.
You would do it.
Yeah, I would.
But if you weren't offered, you wouldn't do it.
Well, if I wasn't offered, how would I just show up? Anyway?
You would show up and you just go. You run into the set.
That would be nice.
Ugh. Anything else to say about that?
The angle of the face.
What am I hearing? Someone yelling?
It's all good. Just continue. Nothing is happening.
What is going on, John?
Nothing. Is it that distracting?
Tell me what it is.
My guess is the Borgia.
Oh, your girlfriend's watching something?
The Borgia, yeah.
Why can't you just tell
us?
Which
I think is because I didn't want to make the joke.
It's okay. I was just wondering what it was.
Wondering what it was.
And you're being all
wondering what it was.
You're being all mysterious, like, oh, I gotta tell you. This is from Deco. He created a comic of Schnozman and Hole Punch. And as you can see here, this is from episode 2, and the framing of the shots was not done properly. We have learned from then. If we ever do a DVD, I'm going to go back and kind of like fix some of these shots and stuff. But anyway, it's Schnozman talking to Hole Punch. He says, the goat penis was this big. Hot women and goat porn is really getting out of control, but I like it. And then Hole Punch says, I'm sorry, just a little busy here. Could you come back in a few more minutes? This weapon is pretty hard to beat together. And then Schnozman just goes, oh, I bet it is. There you go.
Pretty good, though.
This is from Mr. Andrew Benjamin. What was it, like last weekend? 2 weeks ago? I went to a pro wrestling show in New York City at the famed Hammerstein Ballroom in New York.
Nice.
And we had a really good time, and I was waiting in the line to get in. And this gentleman, Mr. Andrew Benjamin, approached me for a picture. As you can see here, I grabbed him, I groped his shoulder, pulled him ever so slightly towards me. He does seem a little afraid if you look at his face.
Yeah, he seemed like at first... Yeah, at first he was smiling, but you did something.
But then he's like, well, I thought this was a good idea, but maybe now I'm regretting what has happened. A little bit of that from his face.
A little bit.
A little bit. Mutu. Ancient Ramborgian found. Eyewitnesses describe it as worse looking than OJ. And to be like buried in sand. They discovered me when they found the ET cartridges, which was a stupid thing to do in the first place, because why just leave them there?
Looks like you were buried in carbonite.
Yeah, kinda. And this is the last time. This is the last one.
The last art.
The last art from Mr. Mutu Sundu, once again, who's basically keeping the art alive, man. Along with everyone else that's contributed the last 2 weeks, we thank you. It is, again, a lovely young woman looking at an even lovelier photo of OJ. Hot fashion moments, hashtag OJ. And he's posing down.
Very nice.
You like that, don't you?
Sure do.
You have to use the bathroom?
I'm good.
What do you have to do with her?
With her?
No, I said, what do you have to do in the bathroom? You said you had to use the bathroom before.
Yeah, I drank like 12 glasses of water today.
You got pee?
Yeah.
How bad?
I'm alright. I can get through the end. I'll be okay.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's it. We'll be back in 3 weeks. And hopefully when we return, we'll have a Schnozman Hole Punch episode ready.
That would be nice.
I'm hoping so. It's definitely the plan. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of sacrificing, and probably going to lose my mind. I'm going to need OJ to call me once in a while. You going to do that? And how are you doing? Can you do that? Some support?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I hope so. Don't forget about me. That goes for all of you. We're gonna need I'm going to need everybody. I'm in the Twitter. Yeah. Say hello. Tell me how you're doing. Too. It's not always about me. Tell me how you're doing. How are you?
Yeah, we want to hear how you folks are doing, because we don't get to hear from you when we take breaks.
Exactly. So be in communication, everybody. We're a big Messed up family. Let's keep it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep the lines of communication open. Twitter, you can also go StayBallsy@gmail.com if you want to send me a personal message. On Skype, JRP the show. Sometimes I appear on there. You can feel free to call or send me an IM. I always respond to everyone when I can.
John at GeekFireGifts.com if for some reason you want to talk to me.
That's right. I'm gonna talk to you on there. All right, everybody. That's it. OG, take us away, sir.
This has been John Rambo Presents the show. I'm OJ, representing our dear friend John, and with a thank you from John, myself, and Ed, I want to thank you for watching John Rambo Presents the show, the best in free and optional entertainment. Some people, not everyone's. Oh man, I can't get it quite right.
Do it in the English accent.
I'll paraphrase.
Whoa.
I'll paraphrase.
Do it in the accent.
All right, I'll try, but it's not going to come out right. John Rambo Presents the show, the best in free and optional entertainment. Not everyone's going to get it, but maybe, just maybe, they should not. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.